Chapter 8:11. In the battle of the Milky Way galaxy, Su Yin had defeated a heavenly god. The immortal iron rod had also become famous. This was Su Yan's weapon. The immortal iron rod had already been listed as a supreme treasure by the various peak races. This was a damaged rod. Some people estimated that this was a damaged supreme treasure. Its value was unimaginable. In any case, the immortal iron rod had surfaced with Su Yin in the battle of the Milky Way galaxy. There were many experts who knew about the immortal iron rod, including the demon domain. But now, the immortal iron rod had surfaced and erupted with overflowing divine might. It caused the heaven and earth to tremble and the sun and moon to lose their light. The heavenly deity was in despair. The power contained in this staff was peerless and ferocious. Even a heavenly deity could be killed in one strike. How many people under the Divine King realm could block the peerless attack of the immortal iron staff? Bang! Blood splattered everywhere. The living heavenly god beasts trembled from the bottom of their hearts. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. Could this person be Su Yin? It didn't mean that Su Yin was trapped in the Milky Way galaxy. Even if Su Yin had escaped and was adventuring in the universe, where was this place? This was the ancestral court of the demon domain, the core of the demon domain. How could he be here? This is impossible. Who the hell are you? Shen Tianjing let out a horrified voice. How could Su Yin have infiltrated the demon domain and even found the ancestral vein of the demon domain? How'd he do it? How did he sneak in from the heavily guarded gate of demons? But these were not important. What was important was that he had found the ancestral vein of the demon domain. What was he going to do? Could it be that he wanted to destroy the ancestral vein of the demon domain? In other words, his purpose of coming here was to rescue the Tai Bao Kai. Bastard, Su Yin, you are courting death. You won't succeed. Shen Tianjing's eyes were about to split open. Blood really flowed out from the corners of his eyes. This was simply a great humiliation. How many years had Su Yin cultivated? However, he actually dared to kill his way into the demon court and plot against the ancestral court's ancestral bloodline. He even stirred up trouble here. Su Yan's eyes emitted a cold light as his gaze fell on Shen Tianjing's body. Under Su Yan's gaze, Shen Tianjing felt an inexplicable chill in his heart. Although it was only a flash, it still enraged him. He, the Grand Divine King, was actually afraid of Su Yin. Another heavenly deity screamed miserably. How could Luo Dali just sit there and do nothing? He punched out, shattering the void, killing a second heavenly deity on the spot. Although there were 5 heavenly deities here, they really weren't enough for Su Yin and the others to kill. Just with Su Yan's strength alone, it was enough to sweep through them. In order to save time, they cut down the Gordian knot, killing one heavenly deity demonic beast after another. As for Shen Tianjing, he was struggling with all his might. Seeing the situation of the Divine King's bodyguard, the power he released became increasingly vast. In the end, the 5 elements sword diagram began to shake violently. Shen Tianjing seemed like he was about to break out of the seal. If it's just the 3 of you, Su Yin, you're really courting death. Shen Tianjing let out a deep roar. Why are you still dreaming of saving Tai Bao Kai? Don't even think about it anymore. The banners of demons of the north aren't something you can touch. If you provoke the north, Su Yin, you'll die without a burial ground. Bang! Before Su Yin could respond, Luo De Li had already brought out the black dragon spear. This treasure had completely awakened. The Divine King's strength was vast and mighty. The dragon spear seemed to transform into a black true dragon, surging with the killing intent of the Divine King. Ha! The 2 of you aren't even heavenly deities, yet you still want to kill me? What the ravings of idiots. Shen Tianjing wasn't afraid at all. Instead, he sneered and even became increasingly calm. After all, he was the Divine King. Who did he fear? He angrily laughed. I admire your courage, but I have to say that your methods are quite stupid, even pitiful. Boom! His palms rushed forward. His beast claws shined with resplendent light, forcefully blocking the black dragon spear. Moreover, The God King domain he exuded surged outwards, causing the five-element sword array that trapped him to tremble. Everything had to submit before Shen Tianjing's peerless strength. You're about to die, yet you still have a lot of nonsense to say. An icy cold voice echoed out, causing Shen Tianjing's mind to tighten. He knew that Su Yan was extremely strange and had even killed the Divine King. But he didn't believe that Su Yan had the strength to kill him. After all, he was a Divine King powerhouse that had experienced countless dangers. Just as he raised his head and was about to turn around to look at Su Yan, the world changed. The starry sky bee skin that had been suppressing this place suddenly shone with a golden light. This extremely deep starry sky suddenly shrank, as if the vast starry sky had been grasped in the palm of a hand. Space beast skin. Shen Tianjing was enraged. This was the North Monster's supreme treasure that he had given to the little North Monster to protect himself. How could it have fallen into Su Yan's hands? Moreover, the hidden power of the space bee skin had been activated by Su Yan. This ancient space bee skin was something that had been shed by a half-step supreme elder of the space beast lineage. As it burned, it emitted a faint light of order. Not good. Shen Tianjing panicked. Even his Divine King's strength had been covered. The faint light of order surged, as if a brand new starry skies had been opened. It contained an unparalleled sealing power. So what if it was the Divine King? Under the suppression of the space bee skin, Shen Tianjing's aura had weakened. Beat him to death for me. Su Yan roared and swooped down. He swung the immortal iron staff with one arm. This staff had the power to collapse the heavens as it smashed down on Shen Tianjing. Every staff strike contained a world-shaking divine might, causing the world to explode as it smashed into the Divine King's body. The staff trembled, wanting to break free from Su Yan's palm and shatter Su Yan's palm. But the Divine King's body was also shaken by Su Yan's attacks. There were dents in his body, his bones cracked, and blood flowed out. Ah! Shen Tianjing miserably screamed. The immortal iron staff's strength was too astonishing. It seemed as if his body and soul would be destroyed. This was a pain that even the Divine King found difficult to endure. Even Luo de Li roared. He brought out the black dragon spear and began to wildly hack at Shen Tianjing. Shameless brat, shameless brat. Shen Tianjing roared. He was the Divine King of his generation, but now he was being suppressed by the space bee skin and smashed down by two juniors. Such a situation caused the Divine King to seethe with anger. But no matter how strong his eruption of strength was, it was impossible for him to restrain the suppression of the space bee skin for a short period of time. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Blood-red light filled the skies. This was the blood of the Divine King gushing out, dyeing the void red. The Divine King, Shen Tianjing, suffered heavy blows again and again. His hair was disheveled, and his entire body was stained with blood. He miserably roared, "Su Yan, it is impossible for you to succeed. The Tai Baokai has already been refined to death. You cannot save your brother. Just you wait. The North Monster will definitely avenge me. You're already at death's door, and yet you still spout so much nonsense." Su Yan's eyes were like lightning. His entire body emitted raging flames of anger. His slumbering battle blood continued to burn, causing Su Yan's aura to rapidly rise. Bang! The final staff strike came crashing down, causing the void to collapse. The strength behind this strike was quite abnormal. This staff strike caused Shen Tianjing's head to split apart. Even his primordial spirit was shaken to the point of dispersing. Chi! Luo de Li grasped the black dragon spear and directly pierced through Shen Tianjing's chest. In his despair, Shen Tianjing's mortal body was torn apart. Under the suppression of the starry sky bee skin, he didn't even have the qualifications to self-destruct. Luo de Li's pupils widened. This was a Divine King. Now, he had been torn apart and fallen in front of them. Luo de Li gasped for breath. They had actually killed a Divine King. And the Divine King's bodyguard had opened his mouth and swallowed the Divine King's flesh and blood essence. He was truly like a demon that had been reborn from hell. Being energy filled the air, and this scene caused one's hair to stand on end. He didn't seem like a living person at all, but rather a raised demon. From the start of the battle until now, only 30 breaths of time had passed. 5 heavenly deities had been killed, and a divine king had been killed by them. Dali, come with me. Follow me closely. Su Yan's expression was solemn. They had already wasted some time, and now the great Tao Dragon Vein was still spitting out Dragon Vein essence. Each time it spat it out, it would last for about an incense stick's worth of time. Therefore, Su Yan had to return within an incense stick's worth of time. Otherwise, the demon court's dragon vein would seal itself, and they would be trapped in the great Tao Dragon Vein. The demon race's experts wouldn't even need to do anything. They would be crushed by the power of the great Tao Dragon Vein. Su Yan rushed towards the great Tao Dragon Vein through the cracks in the thousands of layers of seals. As for the demon court world, everyone's eyes were focused on the North Demon. A large number of experts even rushed to the outer regions. Today, in the demon court world, experts had gathered. Almost all the peak races had come. Many of the younger generation of Ingjia had also come. Even the Wu family of the Blood Realm had come. The Liang family of the Ziwei Segmentum had also come. Wu Hong was now wondering if Bao Kai was still alive. Would Su Yan come to the demon realm? He's the future king of demons, the supreme of the heavens, the North Demon. The gazes of the leaders of the various demon clans all turned towards the North Demon. He had already cultivated the aura of a peerless powerhouse. Just the aura he exuded was enough to suffocate the other powerhouses of his generation. This was a supreme of the heavens, and now he stood between heaven and earth with an indomitable spirit. No one could see the North Demon's strength. His foundation was too shocking, and it was impossible to estimate his strength. It was hard to imagine how powerful such an existence's peak combat strength would be. In the past 10 years, if there's a terrifying expedition, it should be the expedition of Madman Su and Zhu Tian's incarnation. That's right. From this, it can be seen that the Supreme of the Heavens is too strong. Zhu Tian's incarnation already has such abnormal strength. The North Demon, who is about to become the King of Demons, must have peerless combat strength. The people present discussed animatedly. No one noticed that 2 human experts had already broken into the demon court's ancestral vein. The moment Su Yan and Luo Dali entered, they were hit by a vast storm, and their bodies were about to fall apart. But they were laughing. The demon court's ancestral vein was supreme. 9 dragons treasure herb, the number 1 spirit root in the demon realm. Chapter 8:12. Su Yan and Luo de Li's bodies trembled, and blood seeped out of their bodies. It was as if they had been shattered upon contact. Fortunately, their bodies were abnormal enough to withstand the oncoming energy storm. This was the ancestral vein of the demon court, and it had existed for millions of years. It had been prosperous since ancient times and had never declined. The entire space of the dragon vein was huge, and there were billions of layers of essence chi. It was too spectacular and unimaginable. Su Yan and Luo Dali were only enduring a small wave, but was already enough to make them suffer. If all the power of the dragon vein came, then Su Yan and Luo Li would be turned into ashes. Of course, not to mention them, even the Divine King was no exception. Even a mighty figure would encounter terrifying pressure. It was no wonder that the outstanding figures of the Mystical Gate were feared by all the major clans. If the Mystical Gate's secret technique was able to control the great Tao Dragon Vein, then even the almighty experts would have a change of expression. After all, the energy they could control was truly abnormal. Su Yan looked up to the sky and roared. His entire body seemed to have turned into the source of heaven and earth, strange and blurry. This was the blooming of the Mystic Gate's secret technique. At this moment, Su Yan seemed to be omnipotent. He could pluck the stars and capture the moon, move mountains and fill seas. The storm of divine power that was surging toward them began to flow in reverse like a tide, leaving Su Yan behind. Even so, Su Yan couldn't keep using the secret technique to draw away the essence of the dragon vein. He He had to find a way to solve the problem. Big brother, I can't hold on any longer. I can't withstand the suppression inside. My body is about to explode. Luo Dali screamed continuously. His strong body was torn open, and he was about to explode. He was facing the pressure of the endless power of the dragon vein. If he couldn't hold on any longer, he could only retreat. Dragon totem, awaken! Su Yin roared in his heart, and his eyes were filled with anticipation. Success or failure depended on this. The sleeves on his arms exploded, revealing his strong and powerful arms. The dragon totem that had always been dim was now activated by the essence of the demon court's dragon vein. It was activated in an instant. Buzz! Su Yan's arm released a blinding golden light. At first, the disturbance wasn't too great, but when the dragon totem was thoroughly awakened, it began to emit waves of terrifying power of time. This kind of power made Su Yan and Luo Dali seem as insignificant as ants. They seemed to have seen a terrifying true dragon emerge from the river of time, roaming the 9 heavens and 10 earths. For a moment, Su Yan's arm was resplendent. The true dragon's arm was fully manifested, reaching tens of thousands of meters long and about to pierce through the entire dragon vein world. In the brief moment of light, Su Yan and Luo Dali were both stunned. In their eyes, the dragon vein space was surging with waves. In fact, every wave was as magnificent and majestic as the ocean. However, thousands of waves soared into the sky and converged toward Su Yan's arm, converging into the dragon totem. How much energy essence did he absorb? Even the divine kings would be left in the dust. Yet the dragon totem had completely absorbed it. In fact, this was only the beginning. Ever since the dragon totem absorbed the universe's mother liquid and fell into a deep slumber, it had been slumbering all these years, but now began to revive. That terrifying swallowing strength affected the boundless dragon vein essence, causing it to dim and lose its luster. This was because its devouring power was too astonishing. It was like a giant beast that could devour the heavens, madly devouring endless energy essence. Big brother, what kind of monster is this? Luo Dali's mouth was wide open. He didn't know what to say. He couldn't estimate how much energy the dragon totem had eaten, how many heavenly essence stones it had eaten, and how much wealth it had eaten. Every bite it took could swallow the foundation of a powerful race, and it could swallow the essence of a ancient star for many days. This was especially true for the ancestral veins of the monster realm. The energy essence contained within them was the highest material. What it swallowed wasn't energy, but an endless stream of wealth. During this process, the dragon totem became increasingly resplendent and blazing. Su Yan's arm seemed to burn, as if it had turned into a real, true dragon arm, filled with the power to slay gods and exterminate immortals. Dali, Su Yan roared at Luo Dali. What the fuck are you standing there for? Hurry up and cultivate. Oh, Luo Dali quickly recovered from his shock and grinned in excitement. This was an opportunity that was hard to come by. Even the young supreme beings of the peak races didn't have such treatment, and now it had fallen into his hands. Su Yan wanted to curse out loud. He couldn't enjoy such treatment because his strength had already reached the limit. Of course, Su Yan could also use a space-time treasure to swallow a massive amount of essence. Starry Sky Bee Skin Swallow Swallow. Su Yan took out the Starry Sky Bee Skin. This ancient beast's skin quickly enlarged and eventually covered the entire space. When it shone brightly, thousands of layers of golden essence swarmed into the Starry Sky Beast skin. The Great Dao Dragon Vein was a super treasure trove. Luo Dali danced in excitement. His chest heaved violently as he began to swallow the golden essence. This was the essence produced by the dragon vein. Luo Dali hadn't been in the immortal state for long. He could use the massive amount of purple energy to accumulate his foundation in the immortal state and lay down a terrifying foundation. Awoo! Luo Dali roared as he swallowed the golden essence and flooded his body. His body became resplendent like a golden god of war, full of exuberant vitality. It was as if he had eaten a great tonic. The accumulation of the immortal state began to climb at a terrifying speed. This domain really needed to accumulate a strong enough foundation in order to prove the even more terrifying great Tao of the immortal state in the future. Luo de Li's strength soared. His foundation was basically strong. He was confident that he could soar to the peak of the immortal state in just a short time and break through to the immortal state in the next 3 years. Awesome, awesome, Luo de Li shouted excitedly. His bronze body glowed, becoming more and more magnificent. 9 Dragons Treasure Medicine. I'm coming. Suyin didn't dare to miss a single breath. He stepped on the starry sky bee skin and rushed into the depths of the dragon vein's essence. He began to search for the 9 Dragons Treasure Medicine. After all, Suyin had the dragon totem stirring up trouble here, madly absorbing the essence of the dragon vein. He didn't need to use his own strength to resist at all. All the energy attacking them was completely absorbed by the dragon totem. The demon court's dragon vein's endless essence was leaking out. Although it was not a great loss for the vast essence of the dragon bloodlines, for the magnificent rivers and mountains outside, the originally exuberant sources of energy in the secret residences and mountains were quickly drying up. What's going on? Why is the energy completely gone? Many demon race experts who were in seclusion flew out of their cave abodes with dark expressions. Some of the old antiques' faces were especially gloomy. They were cultivating in seclusion and didn't care about the outside world. But now, their cave abodes were about to become a wasteland. This situation occurred in a radius of 10,000 miles, and the range was even getting farther and farther. They didn't think that it was the great Tao dragon vein. They felt that something must have happened to the world. They even knew that the North demons had come out of seclusion and were fighting with the Tao Temple's geniuses. What? The banners of demons have appeared? How long have I been in seclusion? Some old demons were incomparably excited. The legendary banners of demons of the demon domain had appeared. The demon domain was about to enter an era where all demons were respected. The silent rivers and mountains became lively. Most of them were talking about the banners of demons and the North demons. They ignored the drying of the essence chi. Suyin had touched the demon court's dragon vein. This was within his expectations. A huge amount of essence chi had been sucked away by the dragon totem. Although the loss to the demon court's dragon vein was not too great, the blow to the demon court's world was too cruel. It was very likely that the essence chi would not be able to recover to its peak state in a few years. The dragon totem was still sucking away. With its terrifying throughput, who knew how much dragon vein essence it needed? As for the outer regions of the demon court, the heaven and earth essence chi was still normal. It was extremely lively here. The experts of the various prosperous families were gathered here. Those who could enter the demon court all had great backgrounds. Everyone's gaze was focused on the North demon. And Ji's situation was getting worse. If it were any other time, the Tao Temple's geniuses would definitely be the center of attention. However, the appearance of the king of demons made the experts of the various races temporarily forget about Ji. Anger spread in Ji's heart. The North demon was stealing the limelight. He was speechless. Kid, why aren't you arrogant anymore? Shunlei's sinister voice rang in his ears. Isn't my big brother here? You dare to challenge my big brother? Don't you know that my big brother is about to become the ruler of the demon court? Damn it. And Ji's face turned red. He sent a voice transmission and mocked. The North demon hasn't become the king of demons yet. What are you so proud of? Even if the North demon becomes the king of demons, it won't be you. That's my big brother, the North demon. Haha. Do you still need me to introduce my big brother to you? He's the North demon, the supreme of the heavens, the invincible king of the younger generation. Shenlei mocked him mercilessly. When the time comes, my big brother will be the matchmaker and ask for her hand in marriage. I don't think Fairy Zxiao will reject me. When the time comes, I'll make your face turn green. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. And Ji's heart burned with anger. His face was slightly ferocious. He could not suppress his anger to kill the little North demon. The sword embryo in his hand shone brightly, startling the experts who were watching the North demon. He shouted, North demon, I'm in Ji. I'm here to learn from you. The North Demon's eyes landed on Enji. His expression was calm, but there was a heaven-defying aura about him that caused all the other cultivators of his generation to feel suffocated. Enji felt as if he had been struck by lightning. The oppressive aura caused the sword embryo in Enji's hand to tremble. Everyone's expression changed. They had not even fought, but Enji was already at a disadvantage. The outcome of the battle was obvious. However, just as the battle was about to erupt, a demon bell in the depths of the demon court rang. Sound waves shook the mountains and rivers, causing Shun Xiangming and the others to turn pale. This was the alarm of the demon court. The entire demon court was in chaos. At first, the essence chi within 5,000 miles had dried up. However, the changes spread at a terrifying speed, affecting everything within 50,000 miles. Boom! In the depths of the demon court, large black cracks appeared on the ground. The world began to break apart. Even the mountains collapsed and sank into the cracks. The world shook and began to enter the end of the world. Chapter 8:13. The entire depths of the demon court had lost its former prosperity and prosperity. The world's essence energy had dried up, the ground was torn apart, and the mountains were beginning to sink. This was the scene of the doomsday of the demon court. The world was shaking, and many halls and secret palaces were broken. This scene terrified the group of demons. What was going on? Why did such a strange thing happen to the demon court? The world was dead silent, and everything within a radius of 100,000 miles had been reduced to ruins. It even began to expand further. The movement was unprecedented, and it was about to overturn the foundation of the entire demon court. Oh my God! Some old demons roared. They felt that all of this was unbelievable. In fact, until now, they had not imagined that the demon court's ancestral vein had been stolen. If the demon court's ancestral vein really collapsed, then the entire demon court would collapse because it would lose its energy source. The consequences were quite serious. It would cause the demon realm to be unable to recover and lose the ancestral court that nurtured experts. Dong! 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 An alarm bell exploded in the depths of the demon court and spread throughout the world, causing all the experts from the various races to cry out in alarm. What had happened? Why did the demon court sound the alarm? Shun Xiangming and the others' expressions were frighteningly ugly. The demon realm's strongest event in this era of the universe was about to begin, but at this juncture, something big had happened. This was something they did not want to see. Even if there was a slight disturbance, it was not something they wanted to see, especially when they had not figured out the situation. Is it about to begin? Su Yin. Oh, Su Yin, how confident are you that you dare to stir up trouble in the demon court? Fairy Zixia could not help but clench her jade-like hands. She really wanted to find out where Su Yin had started, but the commotion he had caused was shocking enough to force the demon court to ring the alarm bell. Boom! The outer area trembled violently, and a large number of experts from the demon realm rushed to the core area. The drying up of energy in the core area was getting more and more serious. Many spiritual herbs had dried up. The ancestral vein was the only source of energy that fed the demon court. Once something happened to the ancestral vein, it would implicate everything in the demon court. Hurry! Su Yin had been searching for Baokai for some time. The great Dao Dragon vein would not always be open. Once the seal was closed, they would have to stay inside and miss the best time to rescue Baokai. Su Yin was frantically searching. At the same time, the starry sky bee skin had already absorbed an immeasurable amount of dragon vein essence. As for Luo Dali, his aura continuously surged and continued to increase. Finally, a gigantic pillar of blood essence burst out from the top of his head. Roar! Luo Dali faced the sky and let out a long roar. His aura soared by a large margin. He had established a peerless foundation in the deity realm. The effects of the dragon vein essence had exceeded his expectations. At this moment, Luo De Li was like the reincarnation of an ancient war god. He had boundless strength and could tear apart the sky with his bare hands. Su Yin was also about to enter the depths of the dragon vein space, and the absorption of the dragon totem was faintly coming to an end. The The golden totem on his arm had changed and was rippling with a terrifying aura. The dragon totem was resplendent, as if an immortal golden dragon was lying between heaven and earth, emitting supreme divine might. It could easily destroy the sea of stars and shake the vast region. A terrifying trump card was born just like that, and it was still strengthening. Su Yin felt that the dragon totem had absorbed 10 to 20% of the dragon vein essence. This was already an astonishing amount of storage, and it was quite a heavy blow to the dragon vein. This also caused the area within a radius of 1,000,000 miles to be reduced to ruins. Many secret manuals, pure lands, and treasure lands were all torn apart. Roar. In the world of the demon court, roars split the sky. Countless demons appeared, crushing the shattered mountains and rivers. When Shun Xiangming and the others were about to reach their destination, they almost went crazy with anger. How could such a strange thing happen? Why would 1,000,000 miles of territory be reduced to ruins? Moreover, the essence of the world had been completely drained. Even the Divine King could not do it. Only a mighty figure could have such a terrifying throughput. However, to the pure lands of the demon court, even a mighty figure could not do it in a short period of time. Shun Xiangming was especially worried that something would happen to the place where the Baokai was suppressed. However, other than the dried-up essence of the area, everything else was normal. Even Zhu Fu's expression changed. A huge change had happened in the demon court, and he was not in the mood to burn the Tai Baokai, whose life was about to end. Senior Zhu Fu, I'll go out and take a look. Brother Peng, stay here and suppress the Tai Baokai. The Divine King quickly retreated. The huge change in the demon realm was too shocking. The essence of heaven and earth had dried up. If the situation could not be stopped, then this matter would be too heavy a blow to the demon court. It was very likely that the vast ancestral court world would be destroyed. I hope it's not too bad at this juncture. The Divine King of the Peng race had a gloomy expression. The Demon Realm Grand Meeting was about to begin. Wouldn't this be a joke to the experts of the various races? The Divine King of the Peng race was also on high alert. He was worried that someone was causing trouble. Was it because of the Tai Baokai? However, everything in this world was normal. No evil was found. I can't take it anymore. The Baokai was in a daze. Its life was really coming to an end. However, the temperature of the furnace of heaven and earth decreased, causing the hope in the Bao-Cai's heart to expand infinitely. Was it Su Yin? Big brother, many experts are rushing towards this area. They will find his place soon. Dali warned. His cultivation had reached saturation. The essence of blood in his body was so exuberant that it was difficult to seal it. Energy essence leaked out of his pores automatically. This was a sign of excessive nourishment. Luo De Li had the mentality of breaking through the limit and becoming a heavenly god. However, he stabilized himself in time. If he improved too quickly, his foundation would be unstable if he broke through rashly. Soon. Give me a little more time. I'll find it soon. Su Yan's eyes were red. He searched frantically because the absorption of the dragon totem had slowed down again. If Su Yin could not dig out the 9 dragons' treasure medicine after the dragon totem finished absorbing, then they had to leave this place. Su Yin could faintly smell the medicinal fragrance. This was definitely the 9 dragons' treasure medicine. Since it was the number 1 treasure medicine in the demon realm, its concealment methods were beyond the reach of even the Divine King. If not for Su Yan's proficiency in the formation Tao, it would be impossible to dig out the 9 dragons' treasure medicine. The demon court's ancestral veins were vast. Everywhere was covered by energy sources. It was extremely difficult to explore. Su Yin rushed towards the direction he sensed. The medicinal fragrance he smelled earlier had increased by quite a bit. Su Yan's heart was filled with joy. Could it be that the 9 dragons' treasure medicine was nearby? It can't run away. Su Yin rushed forward. He used the dragon totem to open a path and suppress a part of the universe world. In the end, the medicinal fragrance Su Yin smelled intensified. Just a wisp of medicinal fragrance entering his nose made Su Yin feel comfortable all over. It was as if he had eaten a divine medicine. His pores were glowing and spewing out multicolored light. The Nine Dragons' treasure medicine is nearby. Su Yan's eyes widened. The golden heavenly eye opened and pierced through every inch of space. Under the endless energy body, a faint golden light fog appeared. It was faintly discernible, as if it was flowing out from space. Medicinal aura. Is it the medicinal aura of the Nine Dragons' treasure medicine? Su Yan's excitement intensified. His eyes were shining as he thought to himself. It was very likely that the traces of the number 1 treasure medicine of the demon region had appeared. Even the mighty figures would tremble when they saw it, let alone Su Yan. The Nine Dragons' treasure medicine that had been passed down for millions of years in the demon region was not something that ordinary divine medicine could compare to. He opened his mouth and swallowed the wisps of golden mist that were entwined in the space. Just the medicinal aura of the Nine Dragons' treasure medicine made Su Yan's blood essence boil and burn fiercely. Su Yan's treasure body was as bright as a god. His entire body was gushing with multicolored light, and there was a strange phenomenon of gathering multicolored light and ascending. Moreover, the essence chi in Su Yan's body was surging nonstop. It had a tendency to break through the limit and penetrate the divine realm domain. Not good. Su Yan was alarmed. He instantly sealed his physical body and guided the medicinal aura that he swallowed to his frontal bone. In an instant, Su Yan's primordial spirit shone. His void refinement and Tao integration primordial spirit burst out with 10,000 heavenly sounds of the great Tao, shaking heaven and earth. Just some medicinal aura was enough to make Su Yan's primordial spirit burn fiercely, and his soul chi became more abundant. This made him pale. How powerful was this treasure medicine? How many years had this Nine Dragons treasure medicine been passed down for? No wonder the North monsters were waiting at the entrance of the Great Tao Dragon Vein. They wanted to get the recognition of the Nine Dragons treasure medicine. Since ancient times, there was a rumor in the demon region that the Nine Dragons treasure medicine only recognized the supreme beings of the demon region. The origin of this thing was also strange. Since he had already found its trace, Su Yan would definitely give it his all. Boom! He spread his arms and tore apart layers of space, following the medicinal aura to explore the Nine Dragons treasure medicine. During the process, Su Yan found even more medicinal aura. His primordial spirit shone continuously and absorbed the medicinal aura. Just a little of the essence of the Nine Dragons treasure medicine leaked out was enough to make Su Yan's primordial spirit grow rapidly, becoming even brighter and more dazzling. His frontal bone shone brilliantly. Tyrannical soul chi leaked out, as if it was going to pierce through the heavens. This made Su Yan laugh loudly. His harvest was really too great. After all, primordial spirit cultivation had always been difficult, as long as a cultivator's primordial spirit was strong enough. Once they comprehended a divine ability or secret technique, the effects would be greatly increased. Right at this moment, Su Yan discovered that the medicinal aura leaking out from a space in front of him was even denser. It was as if a hazy, golden world of immortals was lying horizontally in front of him. Golden medicinal aura rose from it, filling the air with a medicinal fragrance that seeped into one's heart. It made Su Yan's entire body feel more and more comfortable. His frontal bone also shone brilliantly, as if it turned into an immortal bone, extremely resplendent. It's right here. Ha ha, I finally found it. That little thing really hit it well. Su Yan was excited. His entire body's aura also completely revealed itself. He activated the power of the starry sky beast skin. This golden beast skin quickly enlarged, and the indistinct light of order burned, covering this space. Moreover, the suppressive power emitted by the starry sky beast skin sealed every inch of space. When the energy of the starry sky beast skin was about to suppress the space, Su Yan discovered that the space below suddenly split open and a small black beast drilled out. It was only the size of a finger. Su Yan was slightly stunned from the space. a small black beast drilled out. This was a mini tiger that was running away in a panic. This little black tiger came out. Could it be that it was the 9 dragons' treasured medicine? Annoying, I'll explode today. Chapter 814. This is... Suyin scratched his head and was stunned. His strange primordial spirit looked at the little black tiger. It was too small, only the size of a thumb. It looked silly and couldn't tell that it was a 9 dragons' treasure medicine. Moreover, the little black tiger escaped from space. It was obviously shocked by the Space Bee skin map and ran away in a panic. Its speed was so fast that the naked eye couldn't see it clearly. In the blink of an eye, it disappeared without a trace. It should be it. Suyin grinned. It must be it. Otherwise, how could the little tiger be so fast? Moreover, this place was sealed by the Space Bee skin map. The little tiger couldn't escape. Bang! A sound rang out. Suyan's eyes widened as he saw the little tiger collide with the starry sky beast's skin. However, its strength shocked Suyin as the starry sky beast's skin began to shake from the impact. How strong was this strength? If the little tiger hit Suyan's body just now, his bones might have been broken. Its strength was too abnormal. However, the little tiger's head was also cracked. It was in so much pain that it gritted its teeth and growled. It rebounded and rolled around in space. In the process, its shattered head sprinkled down drops of black juice. Suyan's eyes widened. His heart was filled with joy. The drops of black liquid contained an indescribable life essence. It even emitted a vast fluctuation of time and space. Every drop of black liquid was shining on its own. It was like the greatest medicine in the universe. It erupted with black, immortal light that illuminated the dragon vein. So terrifying. After all, Suyin had grasped the essence of the divine medicine and knew the effects of the divine medicine. However, he felt that compared to the black liquid, it was on a completely different level. These 3 drops of black liquid were really terrifying. Roar! The little tiger was injured. It let out a low roar and stomped on the ground. It began to call for its brothers to come and help. Suyin was dumbfounded. His expression kept changing. In the end, he was overwhelmed by ecstasy. The corners of his mouth were all the way to his ears. At this moment, Suyin really felt that he had reached the peak of his life. Roar! The first to respond to the little tiger was a small crimson dragon. It was also only as long as a finger, but it emitted a crimson, immortal light that seemed capable of cleaving the universe apart. A small scarlet dragon spat out scarlet, multicolored light. It was extremely brilliant, its body scattering out immortal splendor on its own. It was a medicine, not a real dragon. However, it looked like a miniature version of the Baokai real dragon. After all, Suyin had never seen a real dragon before. He felt that the real dragons in the world should look similar. Originally, Suyin thought that this was the real 9 dragons' treasure medicine. After all, this treasure medicine should be in the form of a true dragon. But the following scene left Suyin tongue-tied. A dragon drilled out, and following behind the true dragon, there was actually a sky full of multicolored light. Auspicious clouds rose, and a fiery red phoenix drilled out from the space-time hole. Little tiger, true dragon, phoenix, 3 mini creatures spat out divine multicolored light and filled the air with medicinal fragrance. They drilled out from the space-time hole at the same time. But did you all think that was the end? The answer was completely different. A Qilin followed closely behind. The sky-blue Qilin was extraordinarily valiant. It held its head high and its chest puffed out. Its entire body was rippling with blue, immortal splendor. Suyin was flabbergasted. He originally thought that there were all of them, who knew that there was one more. At that time, the space-time hole actually emitted a primal chaos airflow. It was incomparably spectacular. A small beast emitting primal chaos aura drilled out. This made Suyan's expression change. Could this be the legendary primal chaos beast? In the next moment, Suyin even saw a relatively familiar creature. Admittedly, it was very small, but the fluctuation emitted from its body made Suyin feel that it was a giant that existed in another space-time. Heavenly beast. That's right. Su Yin saw a heavenly beast. It was said that it was a terrifying giant beast that ate real dragons as its food. Right now, it was just a mini golden beast. It ran out under the little tiger's call and eagerly followed the little tiger to charge into the battlefield. Kuan Peng. The next creature that ran out made Su Yin apprehensive. A black fish drilled out and soared into the nine heavens. It transformed into a Kuan Peng. This was an incomparably heaven-defying creature. Brother Monkey. All of this really overturned Su Yan's train of thought. A little monkey drilled out. Its fur was sparkling and translucent. It had copper tendons and iron bones. It jumped up and down and was very disobedient. Su Yin was dumbfounded. True dragon, phoenix, Qilin, primal chaos beast, heavenly beast, Kuan Peng, and divine monkey. Heavens, which one of these wasn't a heaven-defying creature? If they all appeared at the same time, then the demon region would enter a terrifying era of struggle for hegemony. Perhaps the demon region would even dominate the entire universe. They all ran out from the space-time hole. A group of small beasts gathered, and actually led by the little tiger. The 8 divine beasts all appear to be flustered. After all, they were all precious medicines and didn't have strong spiritual willpower. 9 dragon treasured medicine. Could it be 9 heaven-defying creatures? Su Yan's breathing became heavy. His heart was trembling. But this wasn't right. There was still one creature missing. Since the 9 dragon treasured medicine corresponded to 9 creatures, then what was the last one? Even so, how did such a heaven-defying treasure medicine form? Su Yin didn't believe that the dragon vein could nourish 8 heaven-defying treasured medicines. In short, no matter what, Su Yin felt that he had struck gold. If he could bring these 8 creatures away, it would be equivalent to obtaining 8 heaven-defying treasured ancient medicines. Roar! Following the little tiger's low roar, the 7 little beasts obeyed the little tiger's command. They stomped their hooves and madly charged over. Without a doubt, they wanted to rush out and break through the starry sky beast's skin. This made Su Yan's mind tense up. He didn't show himself now, and he was very clear that with his own methods, it was impossible to suppress these 8 heaven-defying creatures. Although they were ancient medicines, their own energy was quite terrifying. Rumble! Just like this, a series of explosive sounds appeared. The starry sky beast skin began to tremble violently. It was about to be knocked out by the impact. Even Su Yin, who had erupted with his strongest power, was shaken to the point that his body trembled violently. His heart was filled with horror. Immediately after, a series of blood-curdling screams appeared. The 8 little beasts had clearly lost. They were all knocked out by the recoil force of the starry sky beast skin. Their heads were all broken and bleeding, and their noses were bruised, and their faces were swollen. Su Yin was also puzzled. Why didn't the dragon totem make a move? Could it be that it didn't need the essence of the 9 dragon treasured medicine? But no matter what, the blood that spilled out from their bodies was the essence of life. It could be called a rare tonic that was filled with a terrifying source of life. Su Yin decisively made his move. With a flick of his big sleeve, he swept away dozens of drops of the rare 9 dragon treasured medicine essence. The value of these treasured medicines definitely exceeded the divine medicine essence that Su Yin had grasped by a large margin. Its value was immeasurable. It could certainly extend the lifespan of an almighty being. Roar! The large hand that suddenly stretched out from the starry sky beast's skin caused the 8 little beasts to panic. The little tiger in the lead roared loudly. The little black tiger was extremely ferocious. Its body began to glow and actually began to enlarge. Under Su Yan's sluggish gaze, the other 7 little beasts drilled into the rapidly enlarging little tiger's mouth. This little tiger's aura was completely different. It was like a peerless demon king. A big black tiger was born. Its divine might was awe-inspiring, and it filled the air with a boundless source of terror. With a loud roar, the energy that filled the sky exploded. Bang! It stomped its hooves and madly rushed over, knocking away the starry sky beast's skin. Mother asterisk her. How can a medicine possess such great strength? It can even smash apart the Divine King's body. Su Yan's face darkened. This big black tiger's aura was too astonishing. The starry sky beast's skin could temporarily suppress the Divine King, but the big black tiger had directly knocked away the starry sky beast's skin. It seemed to have broken free from some kind of restraint. It raised its head and roared into the sky. The tiger's roar shook the mountains and rivers. At this moment, the great Tao dragon vein trembled violently. The entire ancestral vein of the Fey court was affected by the big black tiger's aura. It was as if billions of layers of oceans were majestically rising and falling, crashing into each other and piercing through the 9 heavens. Su Yan could not withstand such a violent eruption of energy. Although he was hiding in the starry sky beast's skin, the starry sky beast's skin was beginning to distort. It would explode at any moment. Run! Su Yan's expression changed. He called out to the Li to run quickly. Otherwise, it would really be too late. Moreover, Su Yan had already obtained enough benefits. Although he had not been able to capture the 9 dragons' treasure medicine, he had obtained the essence of the divine medicine. It was already a heaven-defying fortune. Currently, the Fey court was in chaos. The demons were furious and wanted to find the culprit behind scenes. After all, in a short incense stick's time, millions of miles of territory had collapsed and turned into ruins. This was a heavy blow to the Fey court. However, they did not know the source. However, when the rumbling sound of the great Tao dragon vein came, Shun, Xiangming, and the others almost exploded in anger. This was a mutation in the ancestral court's dragon vein. Someone had actually sneaked into the ancestral court's dragon vein. This was a tragic event that had never happened since the establishment of the Fey court sect. The ancestral vein was their root. Once it was destroyed, there was no need to talk about the Fey court being respected. At that time, the Fey court would not live up to its name. However, Su Yan had already activated the starry sky beast skin and rushed into the ancestral vein with Luo Doli. As for the big black tiger, it continued to let out dull growls. It seemed to have recovered its slumbering intelligence as its body emitted vast fluctuations of time. Finally, the big black tiger's eyes landed on Su Yan, who had escaped from the dragon vein. Its eyes were fixed on Su Yan's figure. It was as if it had seen everything about Su Yan, its origins and past. However, this big tiger was still muddle-headed. Its body emitted a thick aura of time, as if it lived in ancient times and the past. It did not belong to this space-time. It wanted to recall, but its memories were blank. However, in its memories, Su Yan's figure seemed to appear. It felt that this person was very important, but it was difficult to recall more information about Su Yan in its blank memories. Is it him? It suddenly murmured. It did not know why it asked such a question. Perhaps it was its instinctive reaction. Brothers, please count the votes. The double monthly votes have begun. Some time ago, I met an author whose updates were too fast. Azure Sky is very ashamed. Azure Sky also wants to follow suit. I will post a post as proof. Every time I add an alliance leader, I will add 2 chapters. There are more than 2,000 new posts in the circle every day. I will add 1 chapter. There are more than 50 people who reward me that day. I will add 1 chapter regardless of the amount. Azure Sky will take out 10,000 traversing coins every month to reward active users from time to time. I request the readers to help me fight on the Chinese website. I need you to whip me. Chapter 815. In the world of the demon court, tens of thousands of beasts roared, shaking heaven and earth. Monstrous killing intent spread everywhere, engulfing this ruined land. The people of the various races were already stunned. The ancestral vein of the star domain was very important. Once the demon court lost the ancestral vein, the demon realm would lose what they were proud of. At that time, the demon realm might be a pile of loose sand. If not for the fact that the energy depletion had decreased greatly, they would have thought that the ancestral vein of the demon court had dried up. When the demons rushed to the ancestral vein of the demon court, many important figures opened their heavenly eyes to look at the ancestral vein. They were all furious. The divine power of the ancestral vein was very damaged. What kind of substance threatened the ancestral vein of the demon court? How could such a ridiculous thing happen? Even a mighty figure could not steal a huge amount of energy essence in a short period of time. The changes in the ancestral vein made Shun, Xiangming, and the others anxious. The key was that they could not enter the ancestral vein to investigate, because the seal of the ancestral vein could only be opened by the banners of demons. There had been mighty figures of the demon realm who had tried to break the seal, but unfortunately, they had all failed. Investigate. We must get to the bottom of this. Whoever dares to have designs on the ancestral vein of the demon realm, they must be exterminated. Shun Xiangming and the others lost control and roared angrily. The northern demon's expression was also very gloomy. The 9 Dragons treasure medicine was among them. If someone really sneaked into the ancestral vein, they might attack the 9 Dragons treasure medicine. If the number 1 treasure medicine of the demon realm was lost, the northern demon would lose a huge opportunity to evolve. He could only hope that the 9 Dragons treasure medicine was still there. However, this answer could only be found after obtaining the banners of demons. Wait! The northern demon's pupils constricted as he sent a voice transmission to Shun Xiaoming. Could something have happened to the Tai Baokai? Don't worry, the Tai Baokai is fine. Zhu Fu is personally guarding the fire vein. Nothing will happen to it. Shun Xiaoming was not worried. The fire vein was not far from here. If something really happened, it would have been discovered by them long ago. Now, Su Yin and Luo De Li had returned with a full load. They were on their way to cross the fire vein. Su Yin had engraved the disc array in advance, and Su Yin's original body had been observing the fire vein nearby, providing Su Yin with information. Due to the upheaval in the demon court, more than half of the experts guarding the area had left. Even a divine king had left. This was the perfect opportunity for Su Yin to make his move. Although it was extremely difficult, if he missed this opportunity, there would be no more. Buzz. Using a formation disc, they finally arrived at a spirit vein node guarded by their original bodies. Su Yin and Luo De Li walked out of the demon court. Their emotions were surging. The adventure just now was exciting enough. Next, they were going to do something even bigger. Half-step almighty Zhu Fu. Su Yan's mind became calmer and calmer. In order to save Tai Baokai, he had to lure Zhu Fu away. But how could he lure Zhu Fu away? Su Yin had thought of many ways to do this, but they were all rejected. In the end, he could only think of an attack left by the old Astral Lord. However, after using this secret technique, Su Yin would have no more trump cards. Dragon Totem, how strong are you? Su Yan's eyes emitted a bone-chilling cold. He was now pinning his hopes on the Dragon Totem to see if he could kill Zhu Fu with one punch. Just as Su Yin was about to take action, his expression finally changed. This was because the entire demon court had just stabilized from the chaos of the spiritual chi drying up, and a huge change erupted once again. Boom! A loud explosion was deafening. It was as if a giant god was hammering a heavenly drum. The energy fluctuations generated shook the entire demon court. Who is it? Shun Xiangming and the others could not help but yell. This was the demon court's grand meeting. Why were bad things happening one after another? However, the movements that swept over this time were more and more spectacular. The entire demon court continued to shake and tremble. The vast mountains also shook, and many large cracks appeared on the ground. Someone is attacking the door of 10,000 demons. Everyone turned pale with fright, especially in the demon city. There was already a huge uproar. That terrifying aura crushed the huge demon city, causing it to shake. Moreover, energy that made all living beings in the universe tremble radiated out and swept across the entire demon court. Oh my God! Thousands of demons trembled. They all saw clearly that a huge figure was about to fill the entire demon city. It was too terrifying. A dim golden hoof stretched out, and the aura it emitted was extremely terrifying. Boom! The dim golden hoof stomped on the door of 10,000 demons, causing the huge door to shake. The strength of the expert who attacked was really terrifying. It was enough to destroy an ancient planet. Boom, boom, boom. 3 consecutive peerless attacks that contained supreme power smashed the door of 10,000 demons open. This was the gate of the ancestral court being forcefully blasted open. Kong Qian and the others were stunned. This was too domineering. It directly opened the door of 10,000 demons and opened the gate of the ancestral court. That terrifying and domineering huge figure crossed into the demon court and stood inside the door of 10,000 demons. Its existence opened the door of 10,000 demons. Oh my God, is this a powerful creature? It blocked the door of 10,000 demons. What is it trying to do? The entire demon court was in an uproar. This was a major event that had never happened before. It was shockingly similar to the scene of the ancestral court being attacked. No one thought that there was another ruthless person in the world who could forcefully open the ancestral court of the demon court. How dare you? Who are you? How dare you attack my demon court? In the demon court, the demons roared. Too many demons roared at the sky. They even suspected that it was this bull that damaged the dragon vein. Moo! In an instant, the universe trembled. The sun and moon lost their light, and the world seemed to be heading towards the end of the world. This terrifying bull spewed out golden ripples from its mouth and nose, sweeping across the universe and covering hundreds of thousands of miles of rivers and mountains. Puffed, puffed. Countless demon court cultivators died on the spot. Their bodies were torn apart, and blood rained down like a waterfall. Even its hooves stretched down. It was unknown how many tens of thousands of feet tall it was. It descended from the sky, wanting to annihilate the vast territory. Anyone could feel that if those hooves really smashed down, tens of thousands of mountains would disintegrate. The ground of the demon court trembled. This was a major event that had never happened before. Blood flowed for hundreds of thousands of miles in the demon court. You don't even know the supreme bloodline of the demon court. What's the use of keeping you? A thunderous voice also appeared. On the back of the huge bull stood a group of powerful creatures. They all swallowed the universe and primordial chaos. At the same time, they took out all kinds of killing weapons and shouted angrily, "Get lost! Otherwise, don't blame us for not giving you face." Buzz! The huge bull's body spewed out endless light. It was difficult to see its appearance clearly. However, its performance was too strong. It squeezed half of the demon court's land until it shook. The power of a powerful being could be seen at a glance. This sentence made the millions of creatures in the demon court's land feel their hair stand on end. The supreme bloodline, which was the legendary golden iron bull bloodline, had appeared. In the entire universe era, the supreme bloodline of the demon court was the golden iron bull race. Why are they here? We didn't invite them. The expressions of all the northern demon experts were extremely gloomy. Why did this bloodline suddenly appear and even invite such a terrifying existence? Did this race really have a powerful being? The experts of the various peak races had interesting expressions. The demon court was about to erupt into internal strife. In a previous universe era, the golden iron bull bloodline was indeed the supreme bloodline. Now that they jumped out, they didn't recognize the northern demon, the king of all demons. Shun Xiaoming's expression was gloomy. He stood out and shouted angrily, "What supreme bloodline? The demon court is about to enter an era where all demons will be respected. The new supreme bloodline belongs to us, the northern demon race. You dare to call yourselves the supreme bloodline? Are you trying to rebel against the demon court? How dare you? You dare to distort the truth in front of me, Niu Jingtian. Also, how can a small northern demon become the king of all demons? You don't even recognize your ancestors. What's the use of keeping you?" A golden iron bull with an aura that could swallow the stars suddenly stood up. It was as if he was carrying a golden universe on his back. He was extremely powerful. This was the divine king of the golden iron bull bloodline. He waved his golden hand and covered the sky as he rushed towards Shun Xiaoming. "How dare you?" Shun Xiaoming was furious. He clenched his fist and attacked the divine king of the golden iron bull bloodline. All of you stop. A cold voice rang out, shaking the heavens and earth. A figure appeared on the horizon. It sat cross-legged in the chaos, and its huge figure filled the entire universe. Its physique was too majestic. The sun, moon, and stars were exceptionally small in front of it. Its body was filled with unimaginable energy, causing the stars and the moon to lose their light. It was about to be destroyed at any moment. Shen Xiangming and the others were overjoyed. The stabilizing force of the demon court had awakened. This was the awakening of a powerful being from the demon court. No one was surprised that there was a powerful being in the demon court. They just didn't know which ancestor had awakened. Bam! Meanwhile, the gigantic bull that filled the entire gate of 10,000 demons stomped on the ground, causing the mountains and rivers within 100,000 kilometers to tremble violently. An unparalleled aura surged into the vast demon court world, causing everyone present to feel extremely suffocated. Why did you return? The huge figure sitting cross-legged in the chaos asked. Its calm voice was like thunder from the 9 heavens, exploding in everyone's ears and causing their souls to feel like they were being torn apart. The huge bull didn't say anything. On its back, the leader of the golden iron bull bloodline, Niu Jingtian, roared, "How can a small northern demon be respected by all demons? Aren't you afraid of being laughed at by everyone in the world?" Niu Jingtian's words completely infuriated the northern demon. He stood out with his indomitable body. His expression didn't change in the face of such power. He shouted coldly, "What right do you have to criticize me? Let the rising star of your golden iron bull bloodline stand out and see if he can block 3 of my moves. If he can, then let him be the king of all demons." How shocking was this confidence? It caused an uproar in the demon court world. Some women screamed, "What sovereign bloodline? It's just the past. The new king of all demons should be the northern demon. You old things don't even have a successor who can fight against the northern demon. The future belongs to the young. What does it have to do with you old things?" 4th update, there's more tonight. Chapter 8:16. His words caused an uproar. As for the northern beast, his aura became even more terrifying. He stood tall between heaven and earth, his majestic body shining with dazzling divine light. Millions of layers of golden light surged from his body. His entire body released a dazzling light, exuding the power of the heavens. This was an unstoppable power that surged and filled the sky. All living beings began to tremble. Even the heavenly gods were shocked from the bottom of their hearts, because in front of the northern beast's power, their bodies trembled, as if they were about to be sent flying. The northern beast was too powerful. He was peerlessly domineering, as if he had turned into a blazing sun of the beast court. His light was dazzling, and he became hotter and hotter. Many young people who looked up to the northern beast trembled in fear, but their hearts were also filled with worship. The northern beast is invincible. Many people cried out. They were filled with worship for the northern beast. Just his power alone was enough to make his peers pale in comparison. Even the geniuses of the various peak races trembled in fear. It was as if they were witnessing the birth of an invincible beast king. How could he be called a supreme being for nothing? When a northern beast's unfathomable power was ignited, the void exploded. When the boundless divine power surged, it pierced through the heavens, radiating in all directions. The mountains and the earth began to rumble, and the stars in the sky began to tremble. The world seemed to be heading toward destruction. Many people trembled. The northern beast's power was too inconceivable. It was so powerful that it made them despair. Under the cover of this boundless divine power, even some immortal realm experts felt that they were too insignificant. What a northern beast! He already has such a powerful foundation. Once he cultivates to the realm of gods, he will truly be heaven-defying. The expressions of the older generation changed. They had a new understanding of the northern beast's battle prowess. Fairy Xixia focused on the northern beast's forehead. The day before yesterday, Su Yin had told her that the northern beast's terrifying power lay in the vertical eye between his brows. However, The northern beast's forehead was smooth, and there were no traces of a vertical eye. If his most powerful killing formation really lay in the vertical eye between his brows, then the northern beast had truly hidden it deeply. Hey, I say, does anyone from the Paragon bloodline dare to fight my big brother? Shun Lei stood out and shouted, Paragon bloodline? You don't even have a rising star? You all are laughable. Aren't you afraid of the world laughing at you? How dare you? Niu Jingtian was enraged. He was the divine king of the demonic Tao, and his divine might was undeniable. Even a slight anger from him could shake the demonic court. He roared, Of course, we have a king who can fight against the North demons. Who is it? Come out and let's have a look. Don't just stand there and talk big without blushing. Shun Lei laughed coldly. He really didn't believe that the Golden Iron Bull lineage had nurtured any outstanding youngsters. Shen Xiaoming's expression kept changing. Could they be referring to the Divine King? Once this scandal was exposed, it would definitely become a stain on the Northern Demon's reputation. Little thing, what qualifications do you have to talk to me? Niu Jingtian glared at Shun Lei with disdain, then shouted at the group of experts from the Demon Court, You old farts, don't think we don't know what you've done. Hand over the Tai Bao Kai. Rumble. The group of experts from the Golden Iron Bull lineage released terrifying light and took out all kinds of killing weapons. Their ferocious aura shook the heavens and the earth. Many experts from the other races were shocked. They knew that the Tai Bao Kai had caused a huge uproar before. Now that the Golden Iron Bull lineage was here, it seemed like the rumor was true. The faces of Shun, Xiangming, and the others were incomparably gloomy. They did not know who had leaked the news. Tai Bao Kai had not been refined to death yet, and it would only take a few days. They did not expect them to come so quickly. Hee. Shun Xiaoming said with a gloomy face, The Tai Bao Kai is a sinner of the demonic region. It has nothing to do with the Golden Iron Bull lineage. Moreover, it's already dead. Dong! Thunder exploded, and demonic aura split the sky. Niu Jingtian couldn't hold back his killing intent. A huge golden hoof fell from the sky, filled with a peerless force that could suppress the universe, and struck towards Shun Xiaoming. Rumble. In the blink of an eye, a palm pierced through the chaos, crossing time and space. The palm was as huge as the sky, and stars in the universe were suspended between its fingers. It was majestic and filled with a terrifying aura that could suppress the sea of stars. When this palm passed by, the gods trembled and had to kneel down to worship it. Oomph. The huge bull snorted coldly, shaking the world within 100,000 miles. This was also quite domineering. It waved its front hooves and charged towards the huge palm that stretched out from the chaos. At this moment, the entire demonic court seemed to be trembling. This was the power of two almighties, and they were about to collide. Even if the aura leaked out, the supreme divine aura made all living beings tremble. All kinds of light of order surged out, breaking open the sky and penetrating countless stars, causing the entire demonic court to tremble. Are you sure you want to continue this? The huge figure sitting in the chaos seemed to have a gloomy expression. Once the almighties attacked, it would be a heavy blow to the demonic court. Let them go. The huge bull's cold voice resounded, shaking the heavens and the earth. Every syllable contained a supreme divine aura, suppressing all living beings in the universe and intimidating all living beings. No one here can change the demonic court's decision and change the rise and fall of the demonic court. The figure in the chaos replied coldly, You are already old. I advise you to retreat, lest you attract a fatal disaster for your race. Ha ha! The old bull looked up and laughed angrily. Change the rise and fall of the demonic court. It seems that you have high hopes for the North Demon. Since ancient times, the demonic court has passed down the precepts of the demonic court. Those who have the banners of demons will be respected in the demonic court. If the North Demon really has the banners of demons, I will listen to his orders. But where are the banners of demons? That's right. Take out the banners of demons. Niu Jingtian sneered. If they really had the banners of demons, they wouldn't have waited until now. After all, the banners of demons could unleash the power of the demonic court's origin. Even the Almighties would have to avoid them. Shun Xiangming and the others' faces became gloomier. The banners of demons were still in the Tai Bao's body. Since you can't say anything, let's do this. Niu Jingtian snorted. Let the Tai Baokai come out and have a fair fight with the North Demon. If the Tai Baokai loses, we will retreat immediately. Shun Xiangming almost cursed. If the North Demon were to fight with the Tai Baokai who had the banners of demons, even the Divine King wouldn't be enough. This was the demonic court. The Tai Baokai is nothing. Shen Lei shouted angrily. Let's not talk about the Tai Baokai. Even if Su Yin was here, he would have to kneel in front of my big brother and tremble. Little brat, if we were outside, I would have killed you with one slap. Why are you still nagging me? Are you done? Niu Jingtian was furious. His eyes were filled with cold, killing intent. The North Demon's eyes were cold. He sneered. If I were the Divine King, I would be able to kill you with one slap. What a good young man. Niu Jingtian and the others were furious. The vast land was filled with all kinds of terrifying energy sources. They couldn't help but charge in. It seems like you guys really want to fight. The shadow sitting in the chaos said coldly. Then don't blame me for being merciless. The vast land of the demonic court was filled with endless terror and scorching heat. After all, it was the demonic court's almighty. It had been guarding the demonic court for many years. It knew the inside of the demonic court like the back of its hand. Once it woke up from its slumber, the entire world would be filled with an apocalyptic pressure. The entire world was filled with an oppressive aura. All the experts from the various races were terrified. Once this kind of war broke out, even if the demonic court managed to suppress the Golden Iron Bull, they would still have to pay the price. At this critical moment, Su Yin, who was far away in the fire vein, sent a message to Niu Jingtian. Niu Jingtian's aura became even more turbulent. Golden energy waves gushed out from his flesh shell. He said fiercely, I don't care which old bastard killed the Tai Baokai. I will kill his entire family. I will break every bone in his body and crush every drop of his blood. I want to see if the demonic court's almighty can protect you guys. These words echoed in the demonic court like an explosion. It pierced through people's souls. Zhu Fu, who was driving the furnace of heaven and earth, was furious when he heard these words. He instantly rushed out of the fire vein and rushed to the periphery of the demonic court. He let out a furious roar. You evil creature, do you want to die? Does your golden iron bull bloodline want to be exterminated? The whole place was in an uproar. Zhu Fu was enraged and rushed out with a gloomy face. He was a half-step almighty. How could he bear such insults? Moreover, with the prestige of the ancestral hall, they didn't need to fear the golden iron bull bloodline. Zhu Fu didn't care at all. Even if the news spread, they couldn't do anything to the ancestral hall. It's Senior Zhu Fu. The experts from the various peak races were shocked. Was Zhu Fu targeting the Tai Baokai? You dare to provoke the ancestral hall? Are you qualified? Shun Xiangming and the others sneered. Niu Jingtian's words had completely enraged Zhu Fu. A half-step almighty naturally had his own prestige and dignity. He wouldn't let Niu Jingtian off so easily. How sad. The old barbarian bull sighed and felt sad. No matter what, their bloodline was still the sovereign bloodline of the demon region. Now that the northern demons had provoked the ancestral hall, because of them, the old barbarian bull was very disappointed in them. Although the golden iron bull bloodline hadn't returned to their races in this era, the former sovereign bloodline was now treated as an enemy. It was truly sad. This old thing is finally willing to go out. Let's move quickly. This is a heaven-sent opportunity. Ha ha ha. Su Yin laughed angrily. He directly followed the fire vein's essence and rushed into the canyon. The atmosphere in the canyon was stifling. The temperature was still scorching, and the universal furnace was still burning. The divine king of the rock race was entrenched in the center, watching the battle that was about to erupt outside. He was also sneering coldly in his heart. They could totally take advantage of this opportunity to cripple the sovereign bloodline, unify the demon region, and kill all those who resisted. Who are you? Who let you in? The divine king of the Peng race's expression changed drastically. He was dumbfounded. Why did two human experts suddenly appear? Moreover, they appeared so strangely in the canyon. How did they sneak in through the array? Till he stopped this old bastard. Su Yan's eyes stared at the universal furnace without blinking. He released a monstrous killing intent. His eyes were vertical as he roared, "Bao Kai, I'm coming." Fifth update. Brothers, please vote. Chapter 817. You disgraceful things, who are you? The rock race's divine king was shocked and enraged. These two human powerhouses weren't even divine king, yet they dared to sneak in to rescue Tai Bao Kai. This truly subverted his line of thinking. This was a heavenly Peng, and it was even a God King expert. It was much stronger than Zhu Hongtu, whom Su Yan had killed previously. Once it unleashed its power, the terrifying aura released by its treasured body would cause the entire canyon to collapse. The incoming 5-element sword array trembled. This rock race's divine king was incomparably powerful, and his attack power was unparalleled. Even the 5-element sword array found it difficult to suppress his sharpness. The sword lights that filled the skies exploded. The rock race's divine king had revealed his true form. His massive mortal body was enough to cover 10,000 miles of space. The golden claws that reached out caused the space around him to tremble. Even the space beasts that sealed him were shaken away. Boom! The skies were filled with a storm of divine energy. The rock race's divine king rushed over, but he was blocked by the divine king's bodyguards. "Old thing, stop right there," Luo Dali roared. The black dragon spear was fully unfurled. His goal was to block the rock race's divine king and buy time for Su Yan to bring Tai Bao Kai out of the universe furnace. "You are truly courting death." The rock race's divine king was enraged. This was because Su Yan had already approached the universe furnace. Once Su Yan opened the universe furnace, all of their previous efforts would have been for naught. It might even delay the opening of the convention. It was extremely terrifying and intimidating. Its flesh shell seemed to be cast from gold, gushing with the power to slaughter gods. The 5-element sword array nearly shattered, but Luo Dali's strength left him alarmed. A divine realm powerhouse was actually able to erupt with a divine light that soared to the heavens. Was this a young overlord? Su Yan tried to open the universe furnace, but this furnace was extremely powerful. It was extremely heavy. With Su Yan's strength, it was extremely difficult for him to open the universe furnace. This furnace definitely required a special secret technique to open. The rock race's divine king's sinister laughter rang out. Even the divine king was able to refine the universe furnace to death. You think you can open it? Hee hee, you're truly laughable. Even if you open the universe furnace, Tai Bao Kai will still be alive. Old thing. Su Yan's his eyes. Su Yan. Divine King. Su Yan. The divine king of the rock clan felt that either he was seeing things or Su Yan had really gone mad. That was the universe furnace. Its interior was a world of its own. It was still burning. Given Su Yan's condition, he wouldn't be able to last long inside the universe furnace. He would die instantly. The moment he entered the universe furnace, the terrifying temperature was indeed burning Su Yan's flesh to the point of disintegrating. However, Su Yan had the great Tao immortal pearl in his possession. He used it to isolate the abnormal temperature in the furnace of heaven and earth. In the next moment, Su Yan's eyes were fixed on a body that was as big as a fist. Bao Kai. Su Yan's blood boiled. Blood seeped out of the corners of his eyes. Tai Bao Kai had been burned to the point that it had shrunk into a ball. Its charred body looked like it would vanish in a thin air if it moved. This made Su Yan's hair dance wildly. His entire body released terrifying killing intent. He roared, "North Demon, if I don't kill you, my name isn't Su Yan." He rushed over. The great Tao immortal pearl floating above his head glowed on its own. It spewed out countless strands of light of order. It isolated the universe furnace's terrifying temperature and enveloped the Tai Bao Kai within it. No matter how Su Yan called out, the Tai Bao Kai didn't respond at all. It was as though it had died. If not for the vital qi of the banners of demons in Bao body, Su Yin would have thought that Bao Kai had already left this world. Bao Kai, wake up! Su Yin let out a low growl. His eyes were red. He had suffered too much pain and torture these days. It was uncountable. This was enough to make one despair, especially now that the Tai Bao-Cai's 4 limbs were bound by 4 chaos chains. Who could withstand this kind of torture? There's no solution. We can only attack. It was impossible to take the cauldron of heaven and earth away quietly. This treasure was buried here, and it was comparable to the sacred weapon of a mighty figure. Even the pearl of the great Tao could not forcibly take the cauldron of heaven and earth away. Then only by breaking the seal on Bao Kai could they forcibly open the cauldron of heaven and earth. Of course, the price was that they would definitely be exposed. Su Yin didn't care too much. He grabbed one of the chaos chains and let out a huge roar. His entire body burst with a terrifying aura. He wanted to tear apart a real dragon with his bare hands. Su Yin roared angrily. He raised the chaos chain high and released his strongest strength. He tore the first chaos chain in half. Just like that, one chaos chain after another was torn apart by Su Yin. When the 4 chaos chains broke, the Tai Bao-Cai's charred flesh shell trembled. Its entire body cracked. It seemed to have regained its consciousness and wanted to get up. However, as soon as it moved, its frail body began to crack, unable to withstand the pressure. Don't move. Let's kill our way out. Su Yin's blood boiled. His chest heaved violently. His entire body was filled with murderous intent. This anger made Su Yin want to break through the barrier of cultivation level and kill his way into the immortal realm. His entire body also spewed out a vast amount of vital qi. It ran through the Tai Bao-Cai's body and nourished the vital qi that was about to dissipate. Su Yin had just reached this point when he realized that the light released by the Great Tao Immortal Pearl was a little dim. Su Yin was shocked. After all, the Great Tao Immortal Pearl couldn't compare to the banners of demons. The universe furnace was constantly burning. Su Yin couldn't survive in it for long. In this world, Su Yin raised his head and looked around. The universe furnace was a world of its own. It was like an independent world of flames. There was no way out. Only by attacking forcefully could they kill their way out of this universe world and break open the furnace. Great Tao Immortal Pearl, it's all up to you. Su Yin placed his hopes on the Great Tao Immortal Pearl. If they really couldn't kill their way out, they would be in trouble. Both brothers would be trapped inside. 1. The Great Tao Immortal Pearl in Su Yin's hand glowed. This pearl was blazing. It was like a condensed Great Tao Immortal Cave. When it spun and rumbled, the entire universe world trembled slightly. After all, the Great Tao Immortal Pearl was one of the most precious treasures of the 36 heavens. It contained unparalleled power. When Su Yin activated the Great Tao Immortal Pearl to its strongest state, this pearl burst out with endless light of order. Dong! The Great Tao Immortal Pearl rose into the air and slammed into the universe world. The huge copper furnace trembled. Because of the heavy impact, it was on the verge of collapsing. Luo Dali, who was already covered in blood, was overjoyed when he saw this. The God King of the Peng race let out a wild roar as he unleashed his battle prowess to its peak state. He suppressed the 5 elements sword diagram to the point where cracks appeared. Luo Dali spat out large mouthfuls of blood, but he let out an angry laugh. His furious battle intent burned as if an ancient war god had returned. His bronze body was incomparably majestic and valiant. He stood in front of the copper furnace like a war god that wouldn't fall even if the heavens collapsed. Kill! He waved the black dragon spear and slashed at the divine king of the rock tribe. Get out of my way! The divine king of the rock tribe attacked like a madman. The divine king's bodyguard had an arm torn off by his claws. Luo Dali was even more severely crushed. Blood spurted out of his pores, but he was too tenacious. He regained control of the 5 elemental sword diagram and bought time for Su Yin. Not good, but outside, Shun Xiangming, who was confronting the Golden Iron Bull tribe, was shocked. He sensed that something was wrong with the universe furnace. Someone was approaching the universe furnace and trying to open it. Someone took advantage of Zhu Fu's absence to sneak into the fire vein. This is bad. Shen Xiaoming was so angry that he jumped up. Once the Tai Bao Kai was taken away, everything would be for naught. The demon realm meeting would fall into an awkward situation. The northern demon tribe would become a laughingstock. Attack! The moment he moved, the golden iron bull tribe exploded with power. They cooperated with Su Yan to stop the demon court experts. In an instant, the entire demon court shook. Time seemed to have returned to ancient times. A terrifying expedition broke out in the land of the demon court. Even the experts of the demon court who had originally supported Bao Kai rushed out and risked their lives to resist the various experts approaching the canyon. The experts of the various tribes were dumbfounded. The war broke out too suddenly. Everyone was fighting like a pot of porridge. This could be considered a civil war. No matter how they fought, Shen Xiaoming and the others charged into the canyon. No matter what happened, the Tai Bao Kai couldn't leave. The banners of demons had to belong to the northern demons. Shameless to the extreme. The gods of the northern demons were furious because the void where the northern demons had exploded. Several powerful weapons filled the starry sky. Niu Jingtian was very decisive. He rushed toward the northern demon and laughed angrily. "Little brat, let me see if I can kill you with one slap." He was extremely powerful. His roar shook the starry sky. He opened his mouth and spat out several powerful weapons to attack the northern demons. Be asterisk starred. The northern demon's face was ashen. No matter how powerful he was nothing in front of the divine king. Niu Jingtian and the others' actions restrained a large number of demon court experts. This group of demon race experts rushed back to help. No matter what, if the northern demons died in battle, the king of demons would completely leave the northern demons. However, no matter how big of a ruckus the golden iron bulls caused, no matter how much power they unleashed, there was no way they could stop the forces of the North Yao. Kill them. The entire demon court world was slaughtered. A large number of experts were getting closer and closer to the canyon. They were very nervous and didn't want to see anything bad happen. Roar. The battle in the canyon was extremely tragic. The divine king of the rock race was furious. He recovered his most terrifying power and charged forward. Because the cauldron of heaven and earth was shaking more and more violently, the great Tao immortal pearl had already slammed into it more than a dozen times. Su Yan had even used the essence of the divine medicine to continue fighting. Just as Shen Xiaoming and the others were about to charge into the canyon, dong. The cauldron of heaven and earth finally started to rumble. Suddenly, the lid of the cauldron was smashed off. The fire essence spewed out accompanied by a murderous figure that soared into the sky. Su Yan was like a Kuin Peng rising out of the sea. His golden heavenly eyes also opened. They tore through the void. The furious battle intent in his body swallowed the sky. "Isn't that?" the experts of the various races exclaimed. "Look, isn't that Su Yan, that lunatic?" Chapter 8:18. Ha ha ha. Su Yan's laughter reverberated between heaven and earth. He broke out of the furnace and released a bright light that illuminated the universe. This scene shocked the world. The entire demon court was shaken. Many experts opened their heavenly eyes and saw Su Yan's true body. Each and every one of them were horrified. The older generation were all trembling. This was truly a madman who had caused such a huge commotion. Who was Su Yan? The rising star of the burial realm race. He had a fierce reputation in the universe and was known as an invincible existence below the Supremes. However, no one knew whether or not Su Yan could fight against a heavenly sovereign. The Milky Way galaxy had already been sealed by the Ancestral Hall and the Dark Underworld race. People thought that Su Yan would fade out of the cultivation world and that the future era of gods would have nothing to do with him. However, Su Yan had appeared again and was even in the demon court. How dare he come here? The younger generation of the major races were speechless. Their hearts were filled with fear. Wasn't Su Yin always in the Milky Way galaxy? Why was he here now? Some people were even joking about whether Su Yin would appear in the demon court. When he really appeared, and even in such a shocking manner, it completely shocked the major forces. How bold was he? Is it him? A few old antiques from the Wu clan asked Wu Hong. Seeing Wu Hong nod solemnly, the older generation of the Wu clan was alarmed. This madman was truly a madman. He dared to infiltrate the demon court to rescue Tai Bao Kai, and he even succeeded. Who would dare to believe it? The powerful figures of the Golden Iron Bull race were all here. However, just as they were about to fight, Tai Bao Kai was rescued by Su Yin. Make friends with him. This kind of person will definitely achieve great things in the future. It's really a miracle. The experts of the Wu clan were shocked from the bottom of their hearts. There was even a trace of respect in their hearts. Although Su Yin was still considered young, the things that he had done were more and more shocking. In this era where the pinnacle clans were in control, but Su Yin, with his status as a rising star of the Buried Region clan, could actually do such a major thing. Su Yin had even saved the entire Wu clan, which was equivalent to salvaging the clan's fate. This was a huge favor, so the Wu clan valued him highly. Su Yin, Liang Yan was in a bit of daze. She was as gentle as water, and her appearance was delicate and beautiful. She had the bearing of a young lady from a noble family. It could be said that she was cultured and refined, gentle as water. At this moment, Liang Yan was really frightened. She found it hard to believe that Su Yin actually had the guts to appear here. His guts were even bigger than what Liang Yan had imagined. He Xingjie and the others felt that the scene in front of them was unreal. Although they knew that Su Yin had left the Milky Way galaxy, it was hard to imagine that he even dared to enter the demon realm. This guy really succeeded. However, if he didn't have the Golden Iron Bull's bloodline, the success rate would have been very low. I really want to know how you're going to escape. Fairy Zixia's beautiful face turned pale. When Su Yin really did it, she still found it hard to believe. Since he had already been exposed, there was no need to hide. Cauldron. Qin. However, a weak voice came from the mouth of a Bao Kai, which was as black as a ball, and whose appearance couldn't be distinguished, like a mosquito's. Ha ha! Su Yan's laughter became louder. His long black hair danced like a waterfall. This guy was still as greedy as ever. Even at this point, he was still thinking about the cauldron of heaven and earth. However, this also meant that the Bao Kai was still alive. It still had its spiritual will, which meant that there was hope for it to be cured. Boom! Su Yin waved his big sleeve and directly rolled up the cauldron of heaven and earth. Since this cauldron had been forcibly opened by him, Su Yin could totally take away the cauldron of heaven and earth. This was a priceless item, which was not inferior to the Almighty's holy weapon. A bunch of trash. Zhu Fu's face was ferocious, and there was also a trace of coldness in his eyes. He really didn't expect Su Yin to dare to come here to court death. This was exactly what he wanted. Since Su Yin was here, what problem would there be to capture him? At this moment, Luo De Li had already retreated. The divine king of the rock race roared furiously. He really didn't expect Su Yin to be able to forcibly open the cauldron of heaven and earth. You're courting death. Chop him up alive. Shun Xiangming and the others were flustered and exasperated. If this scandal was exposed, it would definitely become a stain on the Northern Demon's reputation. However, since it had already happened, they might as well kill until the river of blood flowed and cover up this history. Shun Xiaoming swore that none of the rioters today would live. Roar! This was the wrath of the demons. A large number of demon experts were already very close to Su Yin. They were the elites of the demon court's earth elites, and they were loyal to the northern demons. Not good. Niu Jingtian didn't lose his composure. He didn't expect that only Su Yin and Luo De Li would come to rescue Bao Kai. Even if they had the Divine King, they might be able to hold on for a while. However, what could Su Yin and the others use to resist Shun Xiangming and the others? This lunatic is really not afraid of death. The experts from the various peak clans could also see Su Yan's situation. Now that the demons were charging over, how was Su Yin going to defend himself against them? Spare his life. Zufu's cold voice exploded. He also started to cross the river towards his destination, along with Neo, Jingtian, and the others. Boom! The demons came out of the gate, shaking the mountains and rivers. A large number of demon experts rushed over. Their murderous aura surged and defied the heavens. Endless energy came from afar. Even the Divine King would find it hard to resist this murderous aura. Suyin, let's see where you can run off to. Shun Xiaoming sneered as they erupted at the same time. The scene was spectacular to the extreme. A divine energy even more turbulent than the ocean covered the sky and sealed off Su Yan's path of retreat. They had completely suppressed this space-time and were rushing towards Su Yan. Liang Yan's heart was in her throat. The scene was completely obscured. Su Yan's aura was completely covered. The only thing she could see was a sky-splitting murderous aura brewing. Look! Some people screamed as they saw a resplendent imprint amidst the raging energy vortex. It was suffused with boundless starlight. The moment it gushed out, millions of stars lined up in front of Su Yan. The murderous aura left behind by the old Star Lord bloomed between Su Yan's brows. Kill him, he roared as his blood essence surged. An immortal sword seemed to have split open between his brows. The moment it left his body, it erupted with a blurry light of order. The heaven and earth were riddled with holes, and even the firmament exploded. The world was bleeding and the demons were withering. Hordes of demon race experts were shattered, and even the heavenly deities were smashed into meat paste. The murderous aura left behind by the old Star Lord was extremely abnormal. It crushed everything within 100,000 miles and caused blood to pour down like a waterfall, dyeing the broken earth red. Shun Xiangming and the Divine King of the Peng race cried out miserably. This was the energy refined by the old Star Lord after exhausting his divine energy and lifespan. It was equivalent to a life-risking attack of a half-step Almighty. Even the Divine King could be killed. A bloody calamity was born, and the demons died miserably. The two Divine Kings were seriously injured by the thunder. As for the Divine King of the Peng race, although the attack he encountered was relatively weak, his body that covered thousands of miles was also riddled with holes. He let out a miserable howl as the Divine King's source of life collapsed. He was seriously injured. Su Yan, you little bastard! The Divine King of the Peng race angrily roared. His badly damaged body trembled as he felt that he was walking towards death. Fortunately, his source of life was powerful enough, and he wasn't in such a miserable state. The two Divine Kings were seriously injured. Rivers of blood flowed within 100,000 miles. This purgatory was right in front of them, causing the demons behind to tremble in fear. They didn't dare to approach. Who knew how many times Su Yan could erupt with this technique? At this moment, Su Yan and Luo dully glanced at each other. Then, under the dumbfounded gazes of the surrounding demons, they joined forces and charged forward. The black dragon spear shone brightly, and the immortal iron staff suppressed the universe. No! Shun Xiaoming trembled in fear. The wounds on his body were too severe. Now, Su Yan and Luo Li had joined forces to kill their way over. The black dragon spear was the first to strike, making it difficult for Shun Xiaoming to block. Luo De Li's strength could not be underestimated. This spear pierced through his chest, causing his entire body to tremble. Dong! Everyone was in disbelief. Su Yan swung his immortal iron staff and directly smashed Shun Xiaoming's head. This was a Divine King, and he had been forcefully slaughtered by them. Although Shun Xiaoming was seriously injured, it was still quite frightening to be able to kill a Divine King so decisively. Boom! The vast territory fluctuated because the auras of the Almighty sitting cross-legged in the chaos and the old barbarian bull had finally begun to collide. For a moment, the mountains collapsed and the seas cracked. There were endless cracks in space and time. The entire demon court world was filled with world-burning fury. Many people cried out in fear. Once they started fighting here, the demon court would definitely suffer heavy casualties. This kind of injury was also extremely difficult for the demon court to bear. It's already dead. What are you still doing? The Almighty in the chaos was furious. The sky seemed to be weeping blood as 1,000,000 miles of territory emitted a dull sound. He angrily shouted, "Will you only be willing to do as you wish until the entire demon court retreats for thousands of years? No one wants to see the Almighty fight to the death." The old barbarian bull did not have much lifespan left. If it really fought to the death, it would definitely die. And the Almighty of the demon court also did not want to see this scene. After all, once a bloody battle broke out, the damage to the demon court would be very serious. Many people looked at the charred body floating in front of Su Yan. It had already shrunk to the size of a fist. Was this the Tai Bao Kai? Fairy Zixia's face darkened. Unless they really took out a divine medicine, there was no way to save the Tai Bao Kai. "Who said my brother is dead?" Su Yan directly took out a jar. After opening the seal, the divine medicine essence rushed into the sky. Little blue dragons flowed out on their own, steaming with immortal light. They drilled into the charred flesh of the Tai Bao Kai. Divine medicine essence. The onlooking experts were shocked. They definitely did not expect Su Yan to have such a life-saving medicine. What's the point of saving it? No matter how strong the Tai Bao Kai is, it's not as strong as the North Demons. Do you want the entire demon race to respect this piece of trash? A North Demon expert sneered. "How dare you ruin our race's plans? None of you will live. Patriarch, don't hesitate. Directly suppress them." As long as the Almighty of the Demon Court was determined to take action, they would not be able to stop him at all. Are the North Demons very strong? Su Yan's eyes were like lightning, shining brightly in the blood-stained world. His voice was like thunder breaking open the void. He coldly shouted, "Get him out here. I'll kill the North Demons with 3 punches. Then, you won't have to worry anymore." Su Yan's domineering aura leaked out. His brothers should decisively take action and smash him with the monthly votes. Chapter 819. Su Yan was also treating Tai Bao-Cai's injuries as he spoke. Everyone present was dumbfounded. They were dumbfounded. They really thought that they had heard wrongly. What did Su Yan say just now? Kill the northern monster with 3 punches? If Su Yan said that he could kill the northern monster with 3 punches, they would believe it. But killing the northern monster with 3 punches? This sentence echoed between heaven and earth, shaking the universe. Was this guy crazy? Kill the northern monster with 3 punches? How would he say that? F***CK, arrogant, too arrogant. Many old antiques from the peak races swallowed their saliva. Was this guy crazy? How could he say such a shameless thing? Was he not afraid that the wind would hurt his tongue? But Su Yan was still treating Tai Bao-Cai's injuries and nourishing his body. This made people think that this guy was not crazy. Maybe he really had a trump card to kill the northern monster with 3 punches. B** starred. What are you talking about? Many northern monster experts pointed at Su Yan and trembled. They were furious. They glared at Su Yan and roared. What was Su Yan saying? Kill the northern monster with 3 punches? Boom! The silent land of the demon court was instantly filled with anger. All the experts of the ancestral court were furious. The northern demon was their idol, but Su Yan had threatened to kill the northern demon with 3 punches. This was unbearable for them, especially when the northern monster's body exploded with boundless killing light. His powerful body became more and more dazzling. The vertical eye at the center of his brows showed signs of opening. There was no doubt that the northern monster was strong. This time, he exploded with anger. He was stronger than before. Thick essence blood shot out from his body and pierced through the sky. A blurry and huge figure appeared behind him, looking down at the world. Kill me with 3 punches? However, the northern demon was still very calm. He looked down at Su Yan and said coldly, "Su Yan, killing you is as simple as killing a bug. I don't even want to dirty my hands by killing you." What are you talking about? Su Yan glanced at the northern monster and shouted coldly, "If you want to fight, then come. Seniors of the Golden Iron Bull bloodline, don't stop him. Let the northern monster come. I also want to see if I can kill the northern monster with 3 punches." Su Yan, you be starred. Big brother, kill him. Shenlei was mad. His face turned red, and he roared hysterically, Let him know what despair is. What is invincibility? What madman Su? What burial realm clan? They're just trash among trash. I don't even want to step on them. Big brother, go and kill him. Boom! Suddenly, the world began to shake. This was the surging scene of dragons and serpents rising from the ground. Everyone saw tens of thousands of essence energy dragons flying through the sky, piercing through the heavens and rushing towards the clouds. It was a magnificent scene with endless radiance. Not good, just when everyone was in a daze, some people's expressions changed drastically. This was an extremely terrifying condensation of the grand momentum of heaven and earth. Boundless killing intent surged out from the earth's crust. However, they were too slow. Shunlei screamed as his body was shattered. He flew into the sky, and his body was about to explode. At the critical moment, his glabella glowed, and a secret treasure appeared. The power of the Grand Tao burst out and wrapped around Little North Demon's body, blocking the killing technique that Su Yin had unleashed with the Earth Vein energy. Shunlei. The cultivators of the Northern Demon Tribe had lost control. Just now, Shunlei had almost been killed by Su Yin. Shunlei was still screaming. There was fear in his eyes. He felt that his soul was about to be destroyed. Ha ha ha. Niu Jingtian and the others laughed. Although they didn't kill Shunlei, they laughed heartily. This lesson was enough for Shunlei to remember for the rest of his life. His face was still pale. His eyes were full of fear. He almost died just now. If he didn't have a protective secret treasure, he would have been smashed into meat paste. He Xingjie and the others were shocked. Lunatic Su was indeed Lunatic Su. He dared to kill the Northern Monster's younger brother in front of him. He was too bold. Su Yin, that's a real man. And Ji slapped his thigh excitedly. He wanted to slap Little North Demon to death as well. Su Yan's current actions made Ji incomparably happy. Boom. The Northern Demon's body was shrouded in killing intent. His figure was indomitable. At this moment, he was enraged. His towering body erupted with a heaven-devouring fury as he shouted, "You stinking bug! Hand over your life!" However, when the Northern Monster was about to attack, he was stopped by the Northern Monster Tribe's experts. "What do you want?" The Northern Monster was furious. Were they afraid that he would lose if they stopped him? The Northern Monster Tribe didn't doubt that the Northern Monster Tribe wasn't strong enough, but Su Yin was too strange. He might have a powerful weapon. If the Northern Monster Tribe was really killed, their tribe would be completely finished. So, without full confidence, they wouldn't let the Northern Monster Tribe charge over. "Lord Zhu Fu, something's wrong." At this time, the experts of the Ancestral Palace appeared in groups and reported to Zhu Fu. Their faces were dark. At this time, Su Yin was refining the essence of the divine medicine and washing Bao Cai's charred body. This thing had the effect of reviving the dead. Bao Cai's charred body was like bamboo after the rain, and it was full of vitality. However, the experts of the Ancestral Palace could see that Su Yin was using the essence of the divine medicine. It was a treasure from the Phoenix Pavilion. He's the real culprit. Zhu Fu was furious. Zhu Hongtu was his descendant, but the real culprit had appeared, and it was related to Su Yin. "You killed Zhu Hongtu?" Zhu Fu stared coldly at Su Yin. His words stunned everyone. They all knew that a divine king had died in the Ancestral Palace of the Blood Realm, but the real culprit was Su Yin. This was unbelievable. Su Yin dared to kill the divine king? However, when they recalled Shun Xiangming's death, they all sucked in a cold breath. Zhu Hongtu was most likely killed by Su Yin. "You have a problem with that?" Su Yin glanced at Zhu Fu. Since things had come to this point, Su Yin had nothing to fear. The whole place was in an uproar. The real culprit of this case was Su Yin. "Evil creature." Zhu Fu looked up to the sky and laughed. "You evil creature, do you really think no one can stop you? All of you, get out of my way." Zhu Fu's cold eyes landed on Niu Jingtian and the others. He sneered. "Whoever dares to stop me from capturing Su Yin is going against the entire Ancestral Palace. Is your brain rusty?" Niu Jingtian's nostrils spewed out green smoke as he snorted. "Whoever dares to stop the Demon Court's Grand Matter is going against the entire demon region. Don't think that you can scare everyone by mentioning the ancestral palace. The old barbarian bull also released his spiritual will. Although Zhu Fu was powerful, he was only a half-step almighty after all. If he wanted to kill Su Yin, he had to ask the old barbarian bull for permission first. Very well. I also want to see if your lineage can stop the ancestral palace. Zhu Fu's face was gloomy. He said to the Almighty from the demon region, "What are you waiting for? Are you not going to make a move?" The atmosphere was tense. Victory and defeat were decided by a single thought from the Almighty. As long as the Almighty decided the victor, everything would come to an end. The figure sitting cross-legged in the chaos was ready to make a move. However, a brutal roar exploded. "Old thing, if you dare to move, I'll make you whole. The entire demon court will collapse." This is bad. The strong cultivators of the Northern Goblin tribe had extremely gloomy expressions because Bao Kai had awakened. He had opened his eyes, and the 10,000 goblin flag hidden in his body was glowing. This flag was powerful enough to draw upon the origin power of the vast goblin territory. Although the Bao-Cai situation was still very bad, it had already awakened. This meant that the problem was serious. Once they fought, the demon region would definitely be in chaos. Tai Bao-Kai, you're already injured to this extent. There's no chance for you to recover. Since you're the controller of the banners of demons, you should think about the demon region and its future. The figure sitting cross-legged in the chaos said coldly, "Hand over the banners of demons, and you can leave this place safely. The demon region will not pursue your responsibility. Otherwise, you won't be able to leave the demon court alive if you control the banners of demons in time. You should know that the demon region's foundation and strength are not something that can be changed by the banners of demons." This was the will of a mighty figure. His aura began to awaken infinitely, like an overlord at the end of the horizon, about to leave the chaos. Cough! Just as the Bao Kai was about to respond, he coughed up blood. His body was as short as a ball, and his injuries were acting up. His aura was declining rapidly. The Bao Kai suddenly became depressed and pitiful. He felt that he was really hopeless. Even if he had the essence of the divine medicine to prolong his life, he wouldn't be able to live for long. Niu Jingtian and the others were extremely anxious. Even the essence of the divine medicine couldn't protect the Tai Bao Kai. This is fate. The heavily injured god king of the Peng race smiled cruelly. Compared to the North Yao's life, it's on a completely different level. All of you take a look. Does this trash have the right to lead the Yao region to glory? Roar! The Bao Kai let out a low roar. He was in great pain. He really felt that he was crippled. The divine power in his body had dried up, and there wasn't any energy left. Whether I'm qualified or not is not for you to judge. Su Yin said coldly. Since you think that my brother's life is worthless and inferior to the northern demon, why don't you change your fate and see whose life is tougher? Su Yin waved his sleeves, and the world changed. This was an indescribable scene. It was as if the heavens were crying. Drops of crystalline medicinal juice sprinkled down from the heavens, each drop containing the ability to bring the dead back to life. They were filled with a peerlessly terrifying energy essence. A total of 8 drops of medicine appeared in the air. Its appearance made the mighty figures tremble. This thing had a fatal attraction to them. This was the 9 Dragons' treasure medicine. Su Yin only got a few dozen drops, but he believed that 8 drops would be enough to make the Bao Kai stand up again. Su Yin originally wanted to refine the medicine to extend the Bao Cai's life. But what happened next left Su Yin bewildered. The 8 drops of medicine seemed to have found their master. They shined on their own and flowed into the Bao Cai's charred flesh, causing its body to release a terrifying light. This was accompanied by the vast power of time and space. The Bao Kai was no longer in pain. It felt as if it had returned to a familiar embrace. It greedily absorbed the essence of the 9 Dragons' treasure medicine, as if it had fused with its lost self. This feeling caused the Bao Kai to tremble. Its withered body began to emit a dazzling 9-colored radiance. Heavens, is that an immortal medicine? How can it be so freakishly strong? It is recorded in ancient texts that a mighty figure of my race once traversed the chaos ruins and found an incomplete universe. He dug out a heaven-defying immortal medicine that could allow a mighty figure to live another life. Everyone present went crazy. How could Su Yin control such a heaven-defying medicine? Please remember the domain name of this book, Nine Heavens Divine Emperor Mobile Version website. Chapter 820. Immortal medicine was only a legend. Legend had it that immortal medicine belonged to the highest level of divine medicine, but ancient books called it immortal medicine. Even the most powerful clans had limited control over such treasures. Even now, no one knew who possessed such a heaven-defying immortal medicine. There were indeed such medicines in the chaos ruins, but they required the life essence of an incomplete universe to nurture. Divine medicine was naturally divided into strong and weak ones. The one Su Yin took from Zhu Hongtu was only the lowest quality divine medicine, but the Nine Dragons treasure medicine of the demon realm was truly special and terrifying. Who knew how many eras it took to nurture it? 1. A medicinal fragrance wafted through 100,000 miles, refreshing the mind. Just smelling it made one feel comfortable, as if one's body had become lighter. This was enough to drive one crazy. How heaven-defying was this medicine that it could spread its medicinal fragrance over 100,000 miles? Moreover, what Su Yin took out was only drops of medicinal juice. Each drop of medicinal juice glowed brightly, becoming more and more dazzling. It contained an unparalleled life essence. Beyond Su Yan's expectations, these drops of medicinal juice rolled down and seemed to merge into one, turning into a furnace of rare medicine that pierced through the bout-sized body. Roar! The decaying Baokai suddenly roared. Its body glowed, and its life aura shook. This was the embodiment of coming back from the dead. Its round body forcibly erupted with immortal radiance. The 8 drops of medicinal juice actually merged perfectly with the Tai Baokai, causing its body to emit ancient and mysterious fluctuations of time. It was like a slumbering monster from prehistoric times that was awakening its divine might. Under the shocked gazes of everyone present, the Tai bout-sized body recovered. Its body, which had shrunk to the size of a fist, rapidly expanded. Its declining life essence began to rise at an unimaginable speed. What was this? This was a complete revival from the dead. The Baokai, which was about to die in the heaven and earth furnace, actually stood up. Its withered body glowed, and its declining life essence was revived. They had witnessed with their own eyes that the essence of the divine medicine that Su Yin had taken out was unable to extend Baokai's life. However, the rare medicinal liquid that Su Yin had taken out was actually able to recreate the universe and seize life from the heavens. This was rather unbelievable. Nine Dragons treasure medicine. The North Demon's expression changed. It pointed at Su Yin and lost control. You have the Nine Dragons treasure medicine. Its words were chilling. Its face was ashen. It pointed at Su Yin with a trembling finger. The Nine Dragon treasure medicine was something he had dreamed of. How did it end up in Su Yan's hands? He had even taken it out to save Tai Baokai. This made the North Demon's hair stand on end. Blood seeped out from the corner of his eyes. He let out a terrifying roar that shook the mountains. It was really angry. It kept roaring in grief. The monster realm shook. Countless people cried out. The monster realm had the legendary Nine Dragons treasure medicine. How could they not know that Su Yin took out the Nine Dragons treasure medicine? Even the monster realm's almighty figures were gloomy. The Nine Dragons treasure medicine had appeared and even recognized the Tai Baokai. Was this the will of the heavens? Since ancient times, there had been rumors in the monster realm. Only the king of monsters, who controlled the banners of demons, could receive the Nine Dragons treasure medicine's recognition. Since the Nine Dragons treasure medicine had Tai Baokai, it must have been the will of the heavens. It's none of your business. Su Yin looked at the North Demon and said coldly, "What are you screaming for? You disgrace yourself. Bastard, you did it to the monster court's dragon vein. You killed my subordinate. How dare you? The North Demon's eyes were about to pop out. His body was burning, and a terrifying aura burst out. At this moment, the North Demon was like the king of monsters. His aura swallowed 100,000 miles and dominated the world. The experts from the various clans were dumbstruck. They had never imagined that the decline of the dragon vein was directly related to Su Yin. He had broken the dragon vein and even the monster court's ancestral bloodlines methods. It really made the experts of the various factions tremble. What kind of domain did Su Yin cultivate? Even a monster court's dragon vein was heavily damaged? If you're not convinced, then come at me. Su Yin suddenly stood up. He looked down at the rivers, mountains, and earth and shouted coldly, "Let's see if I can kill you with 3 punches. Arrogant bug, I want you to die without an intact corpse. I'll crush every bone in your body." The North Demon's aura was fierce to the extreme. His eyes flashed with a terrifying light. There was a terrifying wildness that flowed out, filled with crazy, killing intent. Su Yin, you've successfully angered the North Demon. The entire place was in an uproar. Everyone was shocked by the Northern Demon's killing intent. The experts who understood the Northern Demon were especially clear that he had emitted such an aura because Su Yin had infuriated him. "Get over here. I'll kill you with 1 slap." The North Demon's body was huge. He stood tall, and the scales on his body opened and closed. It was as if thousands of golden, killing intents were about to come out of his body. They cut through the void, causing cracks to appear on the nearby mountains and rivers. "Are you in a hurry to die? North Demon, I can fulfill your wish." Su Yin also took a step forward. His killing aura rose and fell in a magnificent manner. In the next moment, everyone exclaimed in surprise. Every step that Su Yin took caused the power of the world to resonate. Vaguely, some people seemed to have seen a blurry demon dragon soar into the sky within a radius of 5,000 miles. Its roar shattered the sky. The dragon roamed the world, dominating the world. The world was trembling. The Northern Goblin's power and Su Yan's supreme secret technique clashed. The vast territory was shattered. That formless power caused the mountains to be annihilated. And Jidu's heart jumped. Everything within 10,000 miles was turned into ruins. Everything collapsed in front of the power that was secretly awakening. Su Yin admitted that his cultivation level was not as high as the North Demon's. But in this place, it was enough for Su Yan's occult gate's secret techniques to reach their peak. After all, the Demon Court's earth veins were endless. He could evolve a peak creation killing technique at any time. Even if he had to suppress, he could still suppress the North Demon. Can Su Yin really fight the North Demon? The surrounding people were shocked. Just this clash of power alone was enough for them to reevaluate Su Yan's combat strength. Every time this guy appeared, his combat strength would transform. Suddenly, an old North Demon walked out and suppressed the North Demon. At the same time, he sneered at Su Yin. "What kind of ability is this to use such a crooked method? If you have the guts, then use your true combat strength to fight the North Demon." "What a crooked method," Su Yin said coldly. "You call a cultivator of the mystic arts a crooked method. You can't bear the consequences. When people of the same generation fight, they should use their true strength." The old North Demon suppressed the North Demon, not allowing him to fight Su Yin. A mocking smile appeared on Fairy Xia's face. Su Yin had even severely injured the Demon Court's ancestral bloodline. The experts of the Northern Demon bloodline were naturally vigilant. They didn't want the Northern Demons to confront Su Yin in such a situation. Some people couldn't help but nod. If Su Yin controlled a large amount of the Dragon Vein's power, how many people of the same generation could stop him? Ha ha! Su Yin looked up to the sky and laughed. "Why is there not a single expert in the Demon Court who can fight with me? North Demon, didn't you want to kill me? What kind of man are you to hide behind? Open the battle stage. Su Yin, if you want to die, we will fulfill your wish." The North Demon was furious. They prepared to open the Demon Court's battle stage and let them fight at the same level. "Su Yin, once the Demon Court's battle stage is opened, your combat strength will be suppressed to the same level. The mystic arts will lose its effect. Niu Jingtian reminded Su Yin not to act recklessly. He transmitted his voice and said, "We should leave quickly. There is more than one mighty figure in the demon court. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and open the battle stage." Su Yan's reply moved Niu Jingtian. Could this guy really fight with the North Demons? His confidence stunned the Northern Demonic Tribe. Only Luo Dali knew what he would think when the Northern Demonic Tribe stepped onto the battle platform, and his battle prowess was suppressed to the Great Dao realm. What right does a human trash have to enter my demon court's battle stage? All of a sudden, a shadow with a powerful aura swept across the sky. Its huge body filled up the mountains and rivers, and its bright golden wings shattered the clouds in all directions. It could easily split the sky and split the stars in the universe. The creature that came was terrifyingly powerful. Its golden eyes burned with flames as it shouted angrily, "The North Demon Highness is a supreme being. Why do you have to fight a fair battle with the North Demons, Su Yan?" "Peng Kuan, what are you doing?" The severely injured divine king of the Peng race had an ugly expression. He didn't expect the most outstanding king of the Peng race to suddenly appear. Peng Kuan was famous in the demon court. His combat strength was extremely strong, and he was a hidden genius of the Tian Peng race. At this moment, his eyes were filled with crazy, killing intent. He said coldly, "Su Yin, you killed my brother. Today, I will turn you into ashes." A peerless genius of the Peng race. He can be called the young overlord of the demon court. The spectators were especially expectant. The appearance of such a creature was enough to represent the demon court and Su Yin in a punitive expedition. An expert of the North Demon race praised, while said, "Peng Kuan, you're the most suitable person to appear. If Su Yin dies here, the buried region will say that we are bullying the weak." The divine king of the Peng race had an ugly expression. He didn't want Peng Kuan to appear. Once Peng Kuan died in battle, the Tian Peng race would have no successor. This Su Yin was quite strange. "Patriarch, don't worry. Today, I will personally take off Su Yan's head on behalf of the North Demon Highness and sacrifice it to my brother's soul." Peng Kuan's eyes were filled with killing intent. Back then, Su Yin had killed the overlord of the Peng race in the divine spiritual mountain range. He had already angered the Tian Peng race. "I think after I kill you, I will take off the North Demon's head and sacrifice it to the three of you." Su Yin replied. Rip! A Peng claw split the sky. It recovered its strongest power and gathered the strongest divine power in its body to erupt with the Peng race's greatest divine power, the heavenly Peng claw. The world couldn't withstand it and was torn apart. The boundless heavenly Peng claw split the sky, surging with all kinds of golden divine light, containing peerless sharpness. "Kill!" Peng Kuan roared. Under the heavenly Peng claw, the void exploded. It was as if the entire world was being torn apart. The power contained within was extremely abnormal and terrifying. "Hong Long!" Su Yan's eyes opened wide. Behind him, 10,000 Dao resonated and surged with heaven overflowing light. It was as if a corner of an ancient immortal planet had appeared, emitting energy fluctuations that could suppress all life in the universe. His aura was completely different. He was like a demonic god crossing the heavens. Energy surged from his back, even more ferocious than the waves of the highest heavens. In an instant, it filled the world. The sound of 10,000 Dao resonated, shaking the world. In the scene of heaven and earth trembling, Su Yan's power was peerless. 10,000 Dao transformed into the power of dragons and tigers, splitting mountains and splitting seas. He was filled with the supreme power of the demonic Dao. Dong! Su Yan punched forward. The aura of dragons and tigers suppressed the sea, rushing into the heavens and dominating the world. "Trash, North Demon, get the hell out here and fight." Su Yan's hair danced in the wind. His divine power filled the sky, emitting a terrifying, domineering aura. His fist blasted apart the heavenly Peng claw. Chapter 821. Su Yin punched the heavens, and the sound of dragons and tigers reverberated between heaven and earth. At this moment, Su Yin released a peerless, ferocious aura, as if a supreme being of the demonic Tao had appeared out of nowhere. He was filled with the divine might of dragons and tigers, and it was easy for him to split open the heavens and split the seas. Everyone felt that once the great Tao heavenly powers that he had gathered struck out, they would be able to shatter the stars in the sky and shake the peak of the heavens. A might that could pierce through the celestial god realm arose spontaneously. This was the great Tao of Dragon and Tiger Fist. With one punch, true dragons would soar across the sky, and tigers would roar in the mountains and forests. Su Yan's fist was wrapped in endless divine power, and it was a fist technique evolved from the great Tao of Dragon and Tiger. Su Yin was proficient in all techniques, and he could use the great Tao as the foundation to deduce all techniques in the world, evolving endless great offensive techniques. Many old antiques turned pale. How strong was the power of the great Tao? They couldn't even tell what great Tao Su Yin was cultivating. However, some people were suspicious. He had great Tao heavenly powers, but not great Tao divine powers. This shouldn't be. Could it be that Su Yin hadn't penetrated the divine realm domain? However, just as this thought appeared, he felt that it was extremely laughable. How could this be possible? The great Tao realm was equivalent to planting a seed of the great Tao. This seed could take root and sprout in the future, evolving into the level of the great Tao tree in the future, just like the growth of a mystical power seed. Su Yin had nurtured all great Tao and planted the seeds of all great Tao. In the future, they would all be Su Yan's foundation. However, here came the problem. Once he rashly chose a kind of chaotic origin chi, it would break the peerless potential that Su Yin had laid down in the great Tao realm. He controlled all great Tao, and he had to find a special substance to plant the seeds of all great Tao. In the future, he would ride the wind and break through the waves, uproot himself, and evolve great Tao divine powers, deities, penetrate the heavens, celestial god realm, and charge straight for the immortal king realm, divine king's domain. He would suppress the universe and space, standing at the peak of the great Tao. The divine king realm could be said to be the peak of the human Tao realm. If he took another step forward, he would be a mighty figure who could change the world, a giant who could summon the wind and summon the rain. The three realms of the celestial realm corresponded to one's foundation. Only by igniting all of one's foundation would one be able to advance into the God-King realm. The strength of the Divine King really depended on the strength of the fruits they planted in advance. The secret realms were closely related to each other. What was the Divine King? That was the extremely terrifying Yingjia, a supreme existence that could pierce through the mighty in the future. Yiling Tian was the Divine King. Even Zhu Cheng of the Ancestral Hall was in existence in this arcane realm. However, Yiling Tian had absorbed the mother liquid of the universe, which was equivalent to nourishing the accumulation of their king's domain with the essence of the universe. It was equivalent to surpassing their previous foundation, and it was equivalent to continuing to sublimate at the pinnacle of humanity. Wasn't he powerful? However, the universe source liquid was a rare substance that couldn't be found much in the world. But in the death universe, there was an entire lake full of it. This was truly a heaven-defying opportunity. Once it was dug out, it would become the strongest foundation of the burial realm. Therefore, the peerless Divine King was too rare and terrifying. This kind of hero had a great chance of entering the realm of Almighty in the future. After all, to become Almighty, one had to accumulate a peerless foundation in the Divine King's domain to be qualified. And now, all the major peak tribes were doing their best to cultivate the strongest of the younger generation. Wasn't it so that they could accumulate a heaven-defying foundation in the Divine King's domain? After all, the purpose of the peak tribes was to cultivate Almighty, not powerhouses of the Divine King's realm. For example, Xiaoming had such terrifying prestige because he was known as the invincible Divine King. He was an invincible existence among the divine kings, and truly belonged to the pinnacle of the pinnacle. The potential of this kind of hero was too frightening. For Xiaoming, a rare treasure like the mother liquid of the universe might not be difficult to find, and Su Yan really had to make a serious choice. He could become a god at any time, but he was waiting for an opportunity. Only by obtaining a strange substance in the world could he completely stimulate the rich potential he had accumulated at this stage. Once this day came, then Su Yan's magic power would be monstrous. So now, all the experts of the various peak tribes were staring at Su Yan. They wanted to know what great Tao he had cultivated, but Su Yan's aura was ever-changing. Now, he displayed a great Tao of dragon and tiger that had never evolved before. It shocked the world. Boom! The terrifying might of the dragon and tiger tore through the sky, erupting with an endless source of energy. The moment the heavenly rock claw was shattered by Su Yan's fist, the world was shocked. Just one punch had shattered the heavenly rock claw, and it had even caused Kunpeng's massive body to tremble and crack, causing a rain of blood to fall. Ah! Kunpeng screamed miserably as he was sent flying by Su Yan's punch. Kunpeng! All the experts of the fiend realm roared, their eyes filled with shock. That was Kunpeng, the young overlord of the fiend realm, a peerless genius who had the qualifications to enter the ranks of the divine king in the future. But now, he had suffered a serious injury and was nearly killed by Su Yan's punch. This was terrifying. This meant that Su Yan's magic power was transcendent. He really did have the qualifications to fight with the North Fae. Roar! Kunpeng roared as he was sent flying. His blood-stained body burned with an intimidating light. He was like a demon god that had returned from purgatory, filled with a heaven-rending and sea-rending strength. Hurry, in return! The rock heavily wounded divine king roared in anger. But Kunpeng's aura became increasingly savage. If he couldn't even block a single strike from Su Yan, then how could he possibly reach the king realm? Rock Race's regeneration technique. Kunpeng's wounded body surged with a powerful source of life, nourishing his broken body. Moreover, his declining aura began to rise, reaching his peak state. This was the Rock Race's forbidden secret technique, the Rock Race's regeneration technique. It was equal to a secret technique that could bring the dead back to life. But once this secret technique was used, it required Ping Peng Kun to burn away his lifespan. Of course, it could also temporarily heal the wounded body and even increase Kunpeng's combat strength. This was the Rock Race's ultimate secret technique. Su Yan, hand over your life. Kunpeng's aura split the heavens. His blood-stained claws held a Heavenar halberd. His body surged with a demonic strength. He didn't believe that he couldn't injure Su Yan. He brandished the Heavenar halberd. This treasure was extremely powerful and tyrannical. It could easily crush the universe. It released a god-slaying strength as it charged towards Su Yan. The skies were filled with a storm of energy. This type of attack was extremely bitter. Kunpeng directly went all out. If you want to die, then I'll help you. Su Yan's head of black hair danced about chaotically. With a great roar, the mountain ridge exploded. A demonic god moved, terrifying the heavens. Dong! An incomparably blazing immortal iron staff was brandished by Su Yan. The entire world shook with it. It was so dazzling that one's eyes were about to bleed. Heavens! Experts of the same generation felt suffocated. Many people were forced back. He Xingjie and the others turned pale. The world was filled with resplendent afterimages. It was as if millions of true dragons were tearing through the heavens. They released a dragon-slaying strength, causing the mountains, rivers, and earth to rumble. Subduing Dragon's staff, Su Yan roared. When the staff struck out, the heavens collapsed and the earth split. Endless afterimages gathered the power of heaven and earth, stirring up the universe's winds and clouds. The immortal iron staff in his hand shone, reaching tens of thousands of zhang. Leave quickly. The Peng race's divine king's expression was sinister. This was a great killing technique. The moment this enormous sky-supporting pillar smashed down, the great Tao wailed. The vast territory trembled, and the hard ground split apart. Everything within a range of 10,000 li directly caved in. This was a shocking scene. Everyone saw Su Yan's peerless strength shatter the Heavenart halberd with a single strike. That unstoppable energy source hadn't even touched Kuan Peng before it was blasted into a bloody mist by Su Yan's staff. Kuan Peng, Kuan Peng. The Peng race's divine king almost went crazy. His race's most powerful rising star was beaten down by Su Yan's staff. Dead. The tens of thousands of races were in an uproar. Many old antiques' expressions changed. This was too domineering. He killed Peng Kuan with a single strike. He even destroyed the young overlord of the demon court in the land of the demon court. This lunatic, and Ji was shocked. Who would dare to imitate Su Yan? Under such circumstances, he dared to kill Peng Kuan with a single strike, killing the future hope of the Peng race. Rumble. In the world where the rain of blood was drifting, the experts of the Peng race let out heart-wrenching roars one after another. They rushed over one after another, wanting to kill Su Yan and take revenge. Haha, can't you afford to lose? The Peng race is nothing much. Su Yan let out a long laugh, looking heroic and demonic. He looked down at the vast land and finally stared at the North Demon and shouted, "Can you still sit still? Open the battle stage for me." The North Demon said coldly, "Experts of the Peng race, don't worry. I will personally take off Su Yan's head and offer it to fellow Taoist Peng Kuan." The surrounding experts were filled with anticipation. Was the peak battle about to erupt? Whether or not lunatic Su could fight against the heavenly sovereigns would depend on this battle between him and the North Demon. "Leave this birdman to me." However, Tai Baokai roared, "I want to kill this little bastard and use his head as a chamber pot." The entire place was silent. A dignified heavenly sovereign was being fought over by them. Had the world changed? Had the heavenly sovereigns become worthless? Baokai recovered very quickly. The heaven-defying medicine, the 9 dragons' treasured medicine, was about to pull Baokai back from the brink of death. He was looking at the North Demon with ferocious eyes. He hated the North Demon to the core. He had been training for 2 whole months and had suffered all kinds of torture and pain. Cold, killing intent began to ripple in his body. Rebirth after death. This is rebirth from the ashes. Niu Jingtian and the others felt that Baokai would complete a transformation and become stronger than before. In fact, they were also looking forward to how strong Tai Baokai would become, because he had fused with a part of the essence of the 9 dragons' treasured medicine. "The 2 of you can come together." The North Demon replied. In the depths of the demon court, an ancient battle intent also rippled. A vast corner of the demon court began to separate from time and space and was about to suppress the world. Boom! Under the nervous gazes of everyone, the chaos collapsed, and the sun and moon were destroyed. The Supreme Being who had been sitting cross-legged in the chaos suddenly attacked. His body glowed, and light illuminated the heavens. Unparalleled divine might surged out. In an instant, Su Yan and the others felt like their bodies and souls were being destroyed. This was the killing intent of a Supreme Being, and it wanted to kill them directly. Boom! The old bull was furious. He stretched out a huge hoof and collapsed the heavens. The 2 Supreme Beings woke up from their slumber in an instant. Blood light spurted out from their pores, shaking the world and causing the entire demon court to tremble. The 2 Supreme Beings woke up just like that. It was also very sudden and domineering. Their auras collided and formed an unparalleled vortex. "Little bastard, give me your life." Zhu Fu sneered and ran through the battlefield. He opened a passage in the battle between the Supreme Beings and rushed straight for Su Yan. "Old man, you bully me and use your higher realm to suppress me." Su Yan's eyes were like lightning. The battle blood in his body boiled. His clothes were torn apart, revealing his strong body. The true dragon's arm glowed. Su Yan swallowed the stars and roared, "Sooner or later, I will be invincible. Even now, I can crush you with one punch." Some readers felt that the realms were a bit messy, so this one was specially described. Please remember the domain name of this book. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor Mobile Version Website. Chapter 822. Su Yan's body glowed and looked extremely terrifying in the dark night. His body emitted an energy fluctuation that suffocated those of the same generation, filling the entire space. Moreover, every inch of the void was trembling. Soon, it was unable to withstand Su Yan's aura and began to shatter. He created a scene of the void collapsing, and his ripped clothes revealed his robust body, which also emitted a heaven-devouring fury, causing the surroundings to rumble. As he breathed, the entire space began to tremble. However, this was not Su Yan's words. What kind of belief was this? The expressions of the old antiques of the various races changed. Madman Su's belief was too terrifying. If such a person were to climb up in the future, he would definitely be a ruthless person. Even the true dragon totem appeared on Su Yan's arm on its own. Su Yan was also looking forward to seeing how powerful the dragon totem, which could seriously injure the demon court's dragon vein, would be. However, Su Yan believed that the dragon totem's eruption could definitely kill the divine king. It had absorbed a huge amount of divine power. If it really went all out, even half-step almighties would not have a good ending. You worm, you want to crush me with one punch? Dream on. You think you're invincible in the current generation? Zhu Fu was furious. He had just discussed with the demon court's almighties. The ancestral hall had paid a huge price to make the demon court's almighties clash with the old barbarian bull. Thus, if Zhu Fu forcefully took action and suppressed Su Yan, it would be worth it as long as he could bring Su Yan to the ancestral hall and the ancient ancestor. When I catch you, I'll let you die with the last drop of blood flowing into your body. Zhu Fu had already rushed over. Taking advantage of the clash of the Almighty's auras, he was infinitely close to Su Yan. Just as Su Yan's true dragon arm was about to awaken, the Baokai suddenly pulled out the banners of demons and stared at Zhu Fu with its ferocious eyes. The Baokai also gritted its teeth against Zhu Fu. During this period, it had been tempering itself against this old fellow. Old bastard, give me your life. Baokai was furious. The banners of demons glowed. When the ancient flag began to awaken, the entire demon court shook violently. The thousands of demons let out terrifying growls. The blood in their bodies could not help but flow backward. This was the power passed down from their ancestral blood. They had to kowtow to the banners of demons and worship Baokai as the king of demons. Banners of demons. The northern monster's eyes widened in anger. This was his supreme treasure, the number 1 saint item of the monster realm that was about to be controlled by the northern monster. But everything was ruined. Because of Su Yan's appearance, all of his plans had failed. Even a 9-dragon treasure medicine might have fallen into Su Yan's hands. This caused the North Demon to go mad with rage. In a short period of time, the land of the demon court shone with endless light. A large number of demons knelt on the ground and worshipped as if they were welcoming the birth of the king of demons. It was not just the land of the demon court. The vast monster realm world began to awaken with the recovery of the banners of demons. It shone so brightly that it illuminated the universe. What happened? Why did the monster realm's origin power suddenly erupt? Many races had gathered in a monster realm world. They were all trembling in fear. Previously, the mighty figures of the Golden Iron Bull lineage had attacked the demon court. They did not know what had happened. But now, the monster realm world was burning, and the vast origin power surged. And accompanied by waves of ancestral power that had existed since ancient times, it was as if the supreme beings of the monster realm were about to return to the world following the call of the banners of demons. To be able to trigger so much of the monster realm's origin power, it should be the banners of demons. Kong Qian and the others were shocked. This was the power of the banners of demons awakening. Then, there were only 2 endings. The North demons controlled the banners of demons, or Tai Baokai escaped and fought the banners of demons. Their hearts were filled with anticipation and fear. They could not wait to know the truth. What had happened in the demon court? Who had revived the banners of demons? The power of the banners of demons. It must be the banners of demons. Has the event started early? The banners of demons have appeared. This is definitely the #1 treasure of our monster realm. The banners of demons, the king of demons, has been born. The vast land of the monster realm shook. Countless demons knelt on the ground in worship because this was the reverence that came from their bloodline. They were worshiping the king of demons. The impact of this matter was too shocking. The appearance of the king of 10,000 demons infuriated the North Yao tribe. The situation had taken an irreversible turn. No one had expected that Tai Baokai would be able to directly unleash the 10,000 demon flag's strongest state. However, the entire world of the monster realm only recovered for a few breaths of time. The vast territory began to return to peace. This is Kong Qian and the others all sensed a type of extremely terrifying pressure, suppressing the vast fiend domain world. Even though a small portion of the territory was still shining, there was an unmatched existence taking action, forcefully suppressing the fiend domain's origin power that was about to awaken. It must be Tai Baokai coming out of seclusion. What is the monster realm's supreme being doing? Is stopping the birth of the king of demons going against the ancestral teachings passed down by our ancestors? Kong Qian roared angrily. There was no doubt that this was the supreme being's doing. He suppressed the vast starry sky and suppressed the star field's origin power that was about to rush to the banners of demons. However, it was only a small part of the star field's origin power. Coupled with the terrifying energy source of the demon court, it was enough to revive the banners of demons. Roar! This glorious banner that had existed for millions of years erupted with a supreme aura and exuded the might of a supreme being. This was a supreme treasure. Even though it was only in a half-awakened state, it was enough to be peerless in the world of the monster realm. It emitted a power that could collapse 10,000 realms. It tore apart the entire starry sky, suppressed the world, and covered all light. Plop! Countless creatures of the monster realm prostrated themselves and trembled. They began to kowtow to the banners of demons. This was the great divine might that came from the ancestral blood and could not be changed. The one who obtained the banners of demons was the supreme being of the monster realm. This was not an empty phrase. When this banner was truly brought out, all demons reigned supreme and were invincible. The Tai Baokai was now solemn and dignified. It was truly like the king of demons, commanding all the races of the monster realm. When the ancient banner moved rhythmically, the world began to wail. Gods wept and ghosts wept. This was the sound of the banner fluttering in the wind. Heaven and earth were in turmoil. The thousands of demons kneeling on the ground felt as if their hearts were being pinched. They were in pain and discomfort. The anger from their bloodlines was about to devour them. The banners of demons was too powerful and had a perverted influence on the creatures of the monster realm. Only the influence of the strong was relatively weak. Banners of demons. Do you think I can't stop an inanimate object? Zhu Fu sneered. Although his lifespan was withered and his body was aging, he had truly erupted like an invincible king. His entire body gushed out billions of layers of blurry light of order. Together with the sacred weapon of a supreme being, he slashed at the banners of demons. Kill! The Tai Baokai shouted coldly. It waved the banners of demons as if it was waving billions of universes. The aura it emitted caused the universe to shatter into pieces. The stars in the sky turned into ashes. The entire sea of stars seemed to have sunk. Rumble! Under the shocked gazes of everyone present, the banners of demons expanded infinitely. They covered the sky of the ancestral court and descended from the sky. The huge banner was like another universe. The aura it emitted was terrifying. Everything shattered and exploded. Even the domain of the two supreme beings had a huge black crack. Zhu Fu, who was charging head-on, felt that his soul was about to evaporate and turn into ashes the moment the banners of demons struck. This made him panic. The banners of demons were too perverted. They were only in a half-awakened state, but they could already threaten half-step supreme beings. Bang! The supreme being's sacred weapon was sent flying by this supreme suppression. Zhu Fu screamed. His body was under the suppression of the banners of demons, causing his body to crack. The power of a half-step supreme being couldn't withstand the supreme suppression of the banners of demons. He spat out large mouthfuls of blood. He looked miserable, and his entire body was about to rot. Everyone present was horrified. This was a half-step supreme being. If the banners of demons were in their peak state, Zhu Fu would definitely be destroyed in one blow. Perverted, too perverted. Many people called it perverted. Under the confrontation of two supreme beings, the banners of demons could still release such a powerful force and severely injure a half-step supreme being. It was hard to imagine what level of treasure the banners of demons were. Could they really merge with the demon domain? Hurry up and leave. However, the Baokai let out a low roar. It was warning them. Now, more than half of the vast starry sky of the demon domain was suppressed. The second supreme being of the demon domain was still continuing to seal off the other star domains with life. There was no doubt that they had been stalling for time from the beginning. Their purpose was to balance the power of the banners of demons. Once the supreme beings suppressed all the space-time of the demon domain, the banners of demons would be crippled. At that time, how could they resist the joint forces of two supreme beings? Boom! The 10,000 demons flag waved once again and rushed towards the demon realm's almighty figure that came out from the primal chaos, crushing the murderous aura that filled the sky. The old barbarian bull's aura also shook violently as he opened up the 10,000 demons gate once again, opening up a passage. Not good, they're escaping. The expressions of the northern demons changed drastically. The banners of demons were about to succeed. But now, they had retreated with the banners of demons and even obtained the essence of the Nine Dragons' treasure medicine. This sudden turn of events made the North Demon so angry that he almost coughed up a mouthful of blood. Could it be that this year's worth of planning had been completely ruined? Moo! The old bull roared as it carried the Baokai and charged out of the door of 10,000 demons. But how could the demon domain let them escape unscathed? Two terrifying palms emerged from the ancient starry sky, covering the sky and releasing billions of strands of light of order. They covered the starry sky and attacked the old bull. Once this kind of battle happened, everything became blurry. Su Yin couldn't see clearly, but he could feel that the old barbarian bull's enormous body was trembling, and the 10,000 demon flag was being suppressed until it became dim. The two almighties had attacked in anger, completely disregarding the consequences. Banners of demons, stay. The two supreme beings of the demon domain released their most powerful battle prowess. It was terrifying beyond compare, and they could easily burn mountains, boil seas, and destroy the starry sky. They didn't care about anything. They were completely ruthless. They only cared about who the banners of demons belonged to. The vast world of the demon domain trembled. Heaven and earth were blood-red, and billions of living beings were terrified. This kind of battle was destined to cause great suffering and destruction. It was a heavy blow to the demon domain. But the two supreme beings of the demon domain didn't care about the consequences. They released their most powerful battle prowess, erupting with unparalleled suppressive power. If you kill one of my people, I'll kill one of your people. Do you think these words are empty words? A thunderous roar rang out, shaking the entire demon city. Even the gigantic gate of 10,000 demons trembled violently. Many of the North Demon experts who had charged out had their souls shattered, and a large number of experts exploded into pieces. In the blood-stained world, a resplendent fist shone, crushing the starry sky. It contained a peerless, domineering aura. Chapter 823. The entire demon city seemed to be trembling. Suddenly, the energy fluctuation that filled the sky was vast, but it was steaming with killing light, illuminating the world and piercing through a large number of demon race soldiers. They were all trembling. It's Grandpa Xiaohou. Su Yan's eyes lit up. Xiaohou had come. Suyin heard Xiaoho's voice. With Xiaoho's battle strength and the golden force armor, he could definitely contend with a powerful figure. Now that Xiaoho had appeared, everyone was shocked. Thousands of demons were trembling, and their hearts were filled with fear. When Xiaoho had helped the old leader, he had not been in the Milky Way. After the news of Tai Baokai had spread, Xiaoho had come to the demon city, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Now that he had just appeared, his terrifying aura covered the entire demon city, and it began to tremble. No matter how strong the demon city was, it would be extremely difficult to resist Xiaoho's peerless attack. The demon city, which had been passed down for a long time in the demon city, was about to be torn apart by Xiaoho's peerless aura. Once this moment came, it was destined to be a disaster, and blood would stain the sky. Since Xiaoho had come, the old leader of the demon city was likely to be entrenched everywhere, and could destroy the demon city at any time. This made the gods of the demon city furious, and they cursed in their hearts. The ancestral hall and the dark nether race had suppressed the Milky Way. However, they had not suppressed the two strongest existences of the demon city. You lunatic, do you think you are the leader of the demon city? How dare you trespass in the demon city? The powerful figure of the demon city shouted angrily, shaking the sky. He had to use his power to resist Xiaoho. Once the demon city disintegrated, it would be a heavy blow to the demon city. Moreover, the demon city was a gate to the demon court, which was very important to the demon city. Ha ha ha! If my old leader had come, the demon court would have been destroyed long ago. Would you still be able to stand here and fight against the young experts of my race? Xiaoho's peerless words shook the vast demon realm. The heavily injured Zhu Fu let out a shrill cry. He didn't even dare to leave the demon court for fear that Xiaoho would target him. Before that, the ancestral court of the ancestral hall had been pierced through, which was a huge blow to the ancestral hall. It was the biggest humiliation of the ancestral hall in this universe era, and the old leader was still a threat. He had always been hiding in the universe, and at the critical moment, he might make a move against the demon domain. However, some people didn't think that the old leader would really appear. If he really appeared in the demon region, they wouldn't be afraid of the ancestral hall and the dark underworld race attacking the Milky Way galaxy. At that time, the unlucky ones would be the burial region race. Bastard! Under the fury of the mighty figure who was radiating chaotic energy, he stretched out a hand and rushed towards Xiaoho in an overwhelming manner. However, as soon as a portion of the Almighty's power was released, the banners of demons, who had been suppressed until they lost their luster, erupted, emitting billions of layers of divine light. It released the exceptional vicious light of past fiend region supreme beings, releasing supreme being might. It faced this attack, the enormous banner covering the sky dome. The Almighty's power was blocked. Damn it! The second Almighty of the demon region was furious. He had almost succeeded, but Xiaoho, this shit-stirrer, had forcefully changed the situation. The banners of demons had blocked his power, and even the aura of the old barbarian bull was greatly shaken. It had recovered to its peak, and its enormous body could be seen at a glance. The following scene shocked everyone speechless. They also felt reverence in their hearts. This golden iron bull bloodline was truly crazy. They dared to take risks under such circumstances. Weren't they afraid of being exterminated? The old barbarian bull sneered. Its enormous body was draped in an ancient golden beast skin. The golden beast skin was densely covered with profound patterns, and it also revealed the heavenly traces of order. The beast skin released a terrifying might, making it seem like the reincarnation of a powerful being. However, during the process of exchanging blows, the golden beast skin had been shattered, revealing a part of the old barbarian bull's body. This was an old bull whose vitality had declined to the point that it was about to enter the ground. Its skin was withered and dull. It was not a powerful being at all. It was only a half-step powerful being. It had only used the beast skin of the golden iron bull bloodline and a powerful being's saint weapon to successfully disguise itself as a powerful being. This scene caused the entire northern demon tribe to want to vomit blood. They had been deceived. If they had seen through it earlier, there would have been no need for the situation to escalate to this point. Of course, the Golden Iron Bull bloodline had also erupted with their strongest trump cards, but they had paid a heavy price. In truth, if the old Barbarian Bull was really a powerful being, it would not have waited until now. It would have charged over and brought the Tai Baokai out. Now, the old Barbarian Bull's aura was declining. Its blood essence had already dried up, and its enormous body was on the verge of collapse. It did not release its strongest power, and its entire body flowed with vigorous blood essence endlessly into the banners of demons. Boom! This banner was about to be completely unsealed. It was as if the banner of the immortal Tao had been revived. It was as if the supreme beings of the demon realm had returned. The banners of demons was dazzling, and it caused the entire demon realm to tremble. Boundless divine light was awakened, piercing through the vast starry sky and annihilating millions of stars in the universe. Even the powerful beings were blocked. The banners of demon strength was truly abnormal. It had opened a door for them to escape. The old Barbarian Bull roared, "Let's go." Its withered body glowed as it carried the Tai Baokai and the others away. It would be too late if they did not leave now. It was already exhausted, and there was no way it could continue fighting. Grandpa Xiaoho. Su Yin turned around and looked at Xiaoho, who was causing trouble in the demon realm. He transmitted his voice and said, "Let's go. Tai Baokai has already been brought out. You guys go first. The demon realm cannot trap me. This supreme-grade, chaotic origin energy is for you. Remember, don't force it if you can't have it. The Chaos Ruins is about to open. You must enter the immortal realm before then." Xiaoho's magic power was overwhelming. He was still causing trouble here to buy time for Su Yin and the others. Once the two powerful beings of the demon realm killed their way over, the old Barbarian Bull and the others would not be able to leave the demon realm. At the same time, he swung his sleeve and threw out a black jar, which was caught by Su Yin. Supreme-grade, chaotic origin energy. Su Yan's breathing became heavy. This item was very precious. Even the peak races might not be able to take out a few strands. This was a rare, immortal treasure that was ranked below the chaotic flame origin energy. It was something that could only be chanced upon and not sought. In fact, even if Su Yin had the chaotic flame origin energy, he would not choose to fuse with it. He would choose the supreme-grade chaotic origin energy instead. After all, the chaotic flame origin energy was a rare supreme treasure for the Fire Tao. If Su Yin really fused with it, it would be equivalent to destroying his own Tao foundation. On the contrary, the supreme-grade chaotic origin energy was more suitable for Su Yin. Grandpa Xiaoho, take care. He solemnly accepted the black jar. Xiaoho's words were right. If he could not obtain it, he would not force it. Although using the supreme-grade chaotic origin energy would cause the evolution to be relatively weak, he would not be able to perfectly unleash Su Yan's Tao foundation. However, the immortal realm could also be surpassed through accumulation. In the future, there would be a chance to perfect the accumulation of the immortal realm. Within a year, I must enter the immortal realm. Su Yin thought to himself. He increasingly felt that his strength should increase. However, he had to leave safely first. The old Barbarian Bull was only a half-step powerful being, but he had intimidated the demon court into not daring to act rashly. This scene made the demon court's experts furious. Countless experts rushed out and blocked the old Barbarian Bull and the others' escape route. Once Baokai and the others left the demon realm, the banners of demons would lose their value. However, if they stayed in the demon realm, they would not have to wait for the demon court to suppress them. When the experts of the ancestral hall arrived, Su Yin and the others would meet their end. Boom! The old Barbarian Bull shuttled through time and space. The broken beast skin on his body shone. The beast skin shed by the powerful being was extremely powerful. Although it was broken, it still contained the power of the mighty being when he was alive, opening a path for them. In an instant, they had crossed a great distance. Su Yin had a premonition that they had already left the demon realm world. However, it was really difficult to escape the pursuit of the mighty being under such circumstances. An invisible pressure was flocking towards them. This made Su Yan's expression change. If the mighty being of the demon court could lock onto their aura, they would be in big trouble. The second mighty being of the demon realm was crossing the universe. With his speed, it was completely possible for him to cross the vast star field and catch up to the old barbarian bull and the others. The mighty being of the demon realm has locked onto our aura. If we return to the ancestral ground now, they will definitely discover our lair. Niu Jingtian's expression was uncertain. He said, "But if this continues, we will be blocked by the mighty being sooner or later. What should we do, Patriarch? This old monster is like a dog skin plaster. It's impossible to get rid of him." The mighty being of the demon realm would definitely not give up. He would definitely keep chasing them. Want to compete with the mighty being in a war of attrition? The old barbarian bull knew that he couldn't do it. He could only cross the universe aimlessly. He even asked Su Yin if he had a plan to retreat. Su Yin was completely dumbfounded by his question. It turned out that the old barbarian bull and the others hadn't thought of a way out. They were only thinking of how to rescue Tai Bao Kai. They didn't even have much hope before coming. After all, the old barbarian bull was only a half-step mighty being. Now that they had succeeded in rescuing Tai Bao Kai, the big problem was how to leave. The mighty being of the demon court wouldn't be so stupid as to not chase after them. The banners of demons were extremely important to the demon realm. It was related to the future of the demon realm. If Tai Bao Kai got up in the future and carried the banners of demons to the demon realm, it would be a big problem. You won't be able to escape. The mighty being of the demon realm said coldly, "I still say the same thing. Leave the banners of demons behind, and you can leave. We can pretend that nothing happened. It's that simple. Do you have to make corpses litter the ground and rivers of blood flow? What good will that do for you? Think about the future of the demon realm. No one is more suitable for the northern demon to become the king of all demons. His potential is not something you can imagine, and it's not something that this piece of trash can compare to. The northern demon is also a supreme being that we personally appointed. He represents the glory and disgrace of the entire demon realm. This is the future of the demon realm. No one can change it, not even you. Don't be too full of yourself. Otherwise, you'll slap your own face in the future." The old barbarian bull snorted. Although its vitality was declining, it was still strong enough. In particular, the tattered beast skin of the mighty being shone brightly, carrying them across the vast space and time. Its speed wasn't inferior to the mighty beings at all. Its entire body released a resplendent light, wanting to take the opportunity to rush into the chaos ruins. However, this place was very far from the chaos ruins. It wasn't a place that they could run over in 1 or 2 days. Right now, they could only brace themselves and rush forward. There was no way out. Bao Kai, on the other hand, was in a daze. The successive eruptions of the banners of demons had taken a great toll on it. Even after swallowing the 9 dragons' treasure medicine, Bao Kai felt that its physical body was mutating. This kind of mutation made Bao Kai want to sleep. Who am I? It suddenly became energetic. It stood up, and its eyes were deep. It looked a little frightening, as if it had turned into another living creature. Bao Kai, what's wrong with you? Could it be that you become stupid from the refinement? Su Yin frowned. Bao Kai suddenly became silent. Its eyes were filled with confusion. Its body was very hot. The essence of the 9 dragons' treasured medicine seemed to have drawn out the energy hidden in its body. It was beginning to return, or perhaps it was recovering. "I seem to have seen you before." Bao Kai suddenly stared at Su Yin and said something that made Su Yan's hair stand on end. In Bao-sized blurry memories, there seemed to be a person who buried himself in a heavenly coffin and drifted through the years, experiencing one universe era after another. Chapter 824. Bao Kai, are you stupid? Su Yin waved his hand and patted Bao Cai's fat panda face to confirm that he didn't save the wrong person. However, this fellow was even fatter than before. He was round, and his black and white fur was sparkling and translucent. He had 2 big black ears, and his face was simple and honest. He was talking to Su Yin in a serious manner. If it was any other time, Bao Kai would be anxious. However, the Thai Bao Kai now was a little confused. He shook his body from time to time, shook his hair, and lowered his head to think. He ate the 9-dragon elixir. It seems like this thing has a great effect on Bao Kai. We have to find a quiet place to meditate. We can't delay like this any longer, or we might go crazy. Su Yin agreed with Niu Jingtian's words. He recalled the 8 heaven-defying creatures in the demon court's dragon vein. Perhaps Bao Kai had swallowed their life essence, causing some serious problems in Bao Cai's cultivation. Could it be that the elixir is strong enough that Bao Kai can't refine it? Another strong person said, bewildered. I don't know, but we have to find a safe place to meditate as soon as possible. They all agreed, but the problem was, where could they go to avoid the Almighty? Su Yin said, Seniors, I think it's better to go to the Zhongyu clan. Return to the Zhongyu clan. Niu Jingtian and the others were silent. Su Yin's suggestion was worth considering, but they were worried that after going to the Zhongyu clan, the demon court would unite with the 2 top clans and target the Milky Way. Once that day came, the Zhongyu clan would be in great danger. They might really be overturned. They didn't dare to make a decision easily. Even the old barbarian bull was hesitant. After a moment of silence, the Almighty's aura behind him became denser. He sensed the location of the Almighty from the demon court. If they stopped here for 10 breaths, the Almighty would rush here. Roar! The old barbarian bull let out a low roar. Its decaying body shone, resonating with the golden beast skin. This golden beast skin was shed by a powerful being of this race. It was an inheritance from the last universe era and contained the remnant power of a powerful being. In the last universe era, the golden iron bull bloodline was the supreme bloodline. The barbarian bull tribe was well versed in the profound meaning of strength and space, and their mastery of the escape technique had reached perfection. As the old barbarian bull tribe went berserk, the damaged golden beast skin glowed and resonated with the aura in his body. In an instant, he pierced through the long river of time and space. Buzz! In the blink of an eye, the old barbarian ox's group vanished without a trace. This caused the almighty expert chasing him to sneer. Although the old barbarian bull's movement technique was good, how could it be so easy to shake off an almighty expert? He also erupted with power, piercing through the long river of time and space, chasing after the old barbaric bull and the others. But the old barbarian bull went berserk and unleashed his space-time escape technique. In a short span of 3 breaths of time, he went berserk 3 times in a row. This caused the golden beast's skin to dim and lose its luster. The mighty figure's remaining strength plummeted. Similarly, they had crossed over at least 100 starfields, but the situation was too dangerous. Only an almighty expert would dare to do such a thing. The old barbarian bull coughed out large mouthfuls of blood. After all, he had brought Su Yin and the others along with him. Along the way, he had to endure the suppression from the universe. Old ancestor, Niu Jingtian and the others' eyes were red. The old barbarian bull had paid a great price. His vitality was declining, and his life force was drying up. His life was about to reach its end. I'm not going to die yet. What's the point of crying? The old barbarian bull was rather domineering as he reprimanded his clansmen. If you're not strong enough, you'll only be bullied forever. My demon region's sovereign bloodline has fallen to such a state because of your failure to live up to expectations. Niu Jingtian and the others were silent. Previously, when they were in the demon court, the North Demon had provoked their tribe, saying that the sovereign bloodline didn't have any rising stars who could fight against the North Demon. At that time, the old barbarian bull was furious, but this was the cruel truth. Senior, I still have a portion of the 9 dragons' treasure medicine's medicinal juice. Su Yin took out 10 drops of medicinal juice. Each drop was dazzling, causing Niu Jingtian and the others to stare blankly. The value of this thing was simply too precious. It could bring the dead back to life. Wasn't this how the Baokai survived? Little brother Su Yan, the old barbarian bull, asked curiously. How much 9 dragons treasure medicine did you get? Su Yan answered truthfully without hiding anything. The 9 dragons treasure medicine was too important. After all, it was the #1 treasure of the demon region. It was related to the demon region's sovereign bloodline. There was no need to hide anything from them. Although Su Yan only got less than 30 drops, it was already a huge fortune. He said, Senior, this medicine should be able to extend your lifespan. Hearing this, the old barbarian bull shook his head and said in a low voice, I'm already 80,000 years old. I've eaten too many good things. Even if a divine medicine was placed in front of me, it wouldn't be of much help. Niu Jingtian and the other sighed. What the old barbarian bull said was the truth. A half-step almighty living for 80,000 years was enough to shock the world. Normally, a half-step almighty living for so long was also enough to shock the world. However, the prerequisite was that they needed various rare items to extend their lifespan. The lifespan of an almighty was extremely long. There were also almighty who had lived through an entire universe era. Normally speaking, the aura of an almighty was enough to suppress time. They were sufficiently powerful. As long as they didn't go through too many bloody battles, their bodies would be greatly damaged. As long as they encountered a great opportunity, it wouldn't be too difficult for them to live through an entire universe era. A universe era was 120,000 years. However, if they really lived to that point, they would be in terrible decline. Their battle strength would be limited, and the old barbarian bull was the stabilizing force of the golden iron bull race. It was impossible for him to fall. He had eaten countless good things and even swallowed half of a divine medicine. Now that Tai Baokai was in trouble, the old barbarian bull had no intention of staying alive since he had stood out. Although the 9 dragons treasure medicine was precious, a half-step almighty was still a half-step almighty. At most, it could extend his lifespan by a dozen years. Little brother Su Yan, you can leave this thing here. It will definitely be of great use to you in the future. My old bones don't need it at all. If I die, then I die. As long as you all can survive. The old barbarian bull's words caused the eyes of Niu Jingtian and the others to turn red. What he said was the truth. Since he had used martial arts at such an old age, he wouldn't be able to live for long. At most, he would be struggling at death's door for 100 years. Now we will split up. The old barbarian bull said with an unquestionable tone, You have already paid a big enough price. We will walk our own path. Little brother Su Yan, take care of yourself and walk your own path. I have high hopes for you. In the future, you will definitely be able to kill the North Demon. We will split up. Su Yan understood the old barbarian bull's meaning. They would take Tai Baokai and travel alone. If they were really wiped out, Su Yan wouldn't have to die. The old barbarian bull took down the beast's skin and handed it over to Su Yan. Su Yan shook his head. He took out the beast's skin and said solemnly, This is also good. Senior, take care. If it is really safe, we will meet again at the blood domain. Little brother Su, you must be careful. You must not be careless. Be careful of the ancestral hall's pursuers. They will definitely not let you go. The old barbarian bull and the others didn't dare to stay any longer. They had to get rid of the demon domain's almighty as soon as possible. Big brother, what should we do? Luo Dali said. They had landed on a dead star. The climate here was cold and not suitable for living. Let's go to the blood domain. Su Yan still wanted to explore the corpse blood sea and finish what he couldn't do before. Su Yan wasn't in a hurry to leave. Instead, he used the starry sky bee skin to suppress this area. They hid for only half an incense stick's worth of time before this vast star region began to tremble. Terrifying fluctuations covered the area. The demon domain's almighty's aura appeared, but it only paused for a moment before disappearing without a trace. Without a doubt, the demon domain's almighty's target was the banners of demons. He didn't care about the others. Let's go. After waiting for the demon domain's almighty to leave this area, Su Yan and Luo Li disappeared from this dead star. He took out a small cross-domain battleship and began to cross the star field. The distance from here to the Blood Domain was very far. With Su Yan's small cross-domain battleship, it would take at least 10 days to half a month to cross. However, Su Yan was in a hurry. He directly paid the price to cross the star field, hoping to reach his destination as soon as possible. Li, you recuperate first. We will take turns to control the cross-domain battleship. Su Yan sat cross-legged in the battleship. He was on high alert and didn't dare to be careless. He wasn't worried about the demon domain's experts. He was worried that once the ancestral hall heard the news and rushed over, the situation would be terrible. However, the distance from here to the ancestral hall was very far. Zhu Fu couldn't have sent the information so quickly, but there was nothing wrong with being careful. Time passed day by day. After an entire day and night, Su Yan's mind finally relaxed. If there really were enemies, they would have caught up by now. He could only hope that Bao Kai and the others would escape danger as soon as possible. He didn't know if he would meet them in the Blood Domain. This cross-domain battleship is really at its strongest state. The consumption is too shocking. Su Yan was speechless. Every time the battleship was moved, large amounts of chaos liquid would be consumed. This was simply burning money. However, they had also greatly reduced the time. He just didn't know what the current situation was with the corpse blood sea. The Blood Domain wasn't peaceful during this period. Gods and demons were rampaging. The anger of the two peak tribes was like the collapse of the nine heavens. It was terrifying. Luo Qiandu and King Flash had been buried in the corpse blood sea for 2 to 3 months. Even now, no one knew whether they were alive or dead. The outside world concluded that they had died. It was just that the two peak tribes were working together to cover up the truth. That corpse blood sea was a place where a powerful expert couldn't help but make a move. His aura shook the entire Blood Domain. He wanted to flip over the entire corpse blood sea, but to no avail. The corpse blood sea gradually became a forbidden land. Even the Divine King's expression changed when talking about it. The younger generation didn't dare to explore it. As for the Chaos Source Chi, it was once again a legend. The Devil Realm meeting is about to begin. Let's go there. After so long, there still hasn't been a conclusion. I think Luo Tiandu and King Flash should have died. Two peak heroes died just like that. Did you see it? The future Chaos Ruins will be even more dangerous than the Corpse Blood Sea. It can easily take the life of a supreme expert. No matter how strong you are, you should never lose your vigilance. The meeting of the King of Myriad Demons. Let's go and see the North Demons. During this period, the Feng family was also under great pressure. A group of peak experts had no choice but to go to the Devil Realm to participate in the meeting. As the supreme expert of the Blood Domain, Feng Kuan would naturally go to the Devil Realm meeting as well. There were only a few days left. The entire universe was discussing the King of Myriad Demons, discussing matters related to the North Demons. However, the Devil Realm's endless fury was like a tide of darkness, about to engulf the vast cultivation world. Chapter 825. Su Yan's small battleship shuttled through time and space, getting closer and closer to the Blood Domain. I'm finally safe. Su Yan's tense mind slowly calmed down. He heaved a sigh of relief, and the heavy burden in his heart was completely lifted. He felt extremely carefree. He began to heal his internal injuries, and his declining blood essence recovered. His treasure body was steaming with divine splendor. When he truly recovered and reached perfection, the blood essence in his body couldn't help but tremble. In the past, Su Yan could still suppress it. However, this time, he let go of everything and truly thought through the moment when he wanted to chase after the God-State domain. Tens of thousands of thunderous sounds instantly erupted from his flesh shell. This was the rumbling of tens of thousands of Daos. The sound was deafening. This kind of uncontrollable blood essence fluctuation hit Su Yan's body, and his throat was in pain. He actually spat out a mouthful of blood. However, Su Yan's momentum didn't decrease at all. In fact, it was even stronger than before, and the deterrence was monstrous. His long black hair fluttered, and his entire body rippled with uncontrollable god-fiend power. It filled the entire space of the battleship, and the pressure caused it to completely collapse. Big brother, you're about to break through. If you continue to suppress it, it might harm your body. The gains won't make up for the losses. Luo de Li hurried over. Now, de Li was even stronger. The successive battles had stabilized Luo de Li's skyrocketing energy in the ancestral land of the demon court. He stood in the battleship like a huge demonic mountain, emitting an oppressive pressure. He was here to protect Su Yan, peak godly spirit realm. This was Luo de Li's current cultivation situation. He could easily release heavenly combat strength, and even had a kind of piercing through the heavens, rushing to the peak of the sky, piercing through the chaos, and evolving to the level of godly spirit realm. I know. Su Yan's eyes suddenly opened, and the light was terrifying. He had a smile on his face, and he was unprecedentedly relaxed. He said, "Wait a little longer. There's still some things that I haven't finished. I'm very close to the godly realm." At the same time, Su Yan also took out a black jar. This was given to him by Xiaohou. Su Yan also wanted to see the effects of his supreme grade chaos qi. When he opened the jar, there was a dazzling chaos origin qi inside. However, when this gas broke the seal, it forcefully erupted and filled the air with fluctuations that traversed the heavens and the earth. The chaotic energy it contained was exuberant, as if a slumbering, chaotic true dragon had been revived. Very strong. Su Yan couldn't help but comment. The top-grade primal chaos origin energy was already strong enough. It was something that could only be found by chance. The top clans didn't have many of them, or perhaps some of them couldn't even take out a single one. If this thing was really thrown into an auction, its price would be frighteningly high. It was a priceless item. At the very least, it would be worth several thousand kilograms of primal chaos treasures. It might even exceed 10,000 kilograms. Of course, there wouldn't be any top-grade primal chaos origin energy in an auction unless they were in urgent need of money. Even if Su Yan had no use for it, he could still keep it and pass it down to his future descendants. Su Yan sealed the black jar. In the next moment, he took out the heaven and earth furnace with a solemn expression. Before this, Su Yan had sealed the entire space of the battleship to prevent the fluctuations of the heaven and earth furnace from being sensed by the demon region. This treasure was an inheritance treasure of the demon region. It was also a replica of the legendary heaven and earth furnace. It was rumored that the heaven and earth furnace's original form wasn't inferior to the heaven refining furnace. The heaven and earth furnace was a prehistoric treasure that had been lost for countless years. Hence, it was impossible to compare the difference between the two treasures. However, this replica of the heaven and earth furnace was powerful enough. It was forged from rare primal chaos treasures. This copper furnace naturally released blazing air currents that could easily refine a heavenly god to death. Even if the divine king was suppressed by the heaven and earth furnace, it could still burn the divine king into ashes in a month's time. This treasure is very strong. The divine king's weapon is much stronger. It's called the heaven and earth furnace inside, and it's enough to make enemies despair. I didn't expect to obtain such a great killing weapon in my trip to the demon region. Su Yan's face was full of smiles. This treasure was more than enough to protect himself. If he used it at a critical moment, it would definitely be a great killing weapon. Su Yan's forehead shone. His primordial spirit sat cross-legged within it and shone brightly. His primordial spirit was much stronger than before. His primordial spirit was full and tyrannical. It was filled with a peerless strength that could easily shatter space. When one's primordial spirit was strong enough, it could definitely erupt with super strong combat strength. Generally speaking, primordial spirits rarely appeared in fights of magical powers. His spiritual power was similar to that of a human. If he was seriously injured, he wouldn't be far from death. Powerful primordial spirit fluctuations overflowed and replaced Su Yan's eyes. As his primordial spirit probed the surrounding space, he noticed Li's super strong aura and life force. As for the heaven and earth furnace, It was more like a natural fire path divine furnace. As Su Yan's primordial spirit probed, he discovered that there were some spiritual imprints that didn't belong to the heaven and earth furnace. They were also extremely powerful. In fact, Su Yan even sensed a familiar fluctuation. Zhu Fu. His face turned cold. This was Zhu Fu's imprint. It seemed like the demon region had promised to give the heaven and earth furnace to Zhu Fu, so he had directly imprinted his primordial spirit. Although a half-step primordial spirit was enough to kill Su Yan, this was only Dao Zhu's imprint. Su Yan had nothing to fear. Whoa! Su Yan's primordial spirit erupted in an instant. It was like a golden god, as bright as the sun. He waved his fist and smashed it towards the primordial spirit imprint that he had sensed. After a shocking collision, there was a dull sound in the world. Zhu Fu's primordial spirit imprint was also awakening. A vague light of order appeared, as if it had penetrated the entire starry sky and covered the entire world. Su Yan's primordial spirit stood in another world. The chanting of the Sutra of the Future quietly emerged, revealing the power of 10,000 Daos. The Void Refinement Realm was the fusion of 10,000 Daos. Once his primordial spirit was fully awakened, 10,000 Daos would appear and suppress the world. However, Zhu Fu's primordial spirit imprint was abnormal enough. It was about to tear apart the universe and destroy Su Yan's primordial spirit. A half-step primordial spirit is also a small powerhouse. It's really terrifying. Fortunately, I have the Sutra of the Future. Otherwise, I wouldn't dare to easily dissolve this primordial spirit imprint. Su Yan was moved. He didn't dare to approach rashly. Who knew how strong this primordial spirit was? Su Yan used his strength to destroy it. His primordial spirit turned into a huge Buddha bathed in golden radiance and chanted the sound of 10,000 Daos. Under the state of Taoism and Buddhism as one, it stimulated Zhu Fu's primordial spirit to continue erupting. It was about to break through the seal of the Sutra of the Future. However, it was only a single imprint. In the end, it was still weakened. A shrill voice exploded. Taking advantage of the moment when Zhu Fu's primordial spirit was weakened, Su Yan's primordial spirit destroyed it. At the moment when his primordial spirit was destroyed, there was also a furious roar from a place far away from Su Yan. It was Zhu Fu's ferocious roar. His hair was disheveled, and it was incomparably mournful. Previously, Zhu Fu was severely injured by the banners of demons. His situation wasn't much better now. Now that his primordial spirit had been destroyed, Zhu Fu held his head and roared. This little animal destroyed my primordial spirit, yet they are still alive and well, still alive and well. Su Yan, when did he come out? The Milky Way galaxy has been sealed for so long. Could it be that the cosmic bridge sent Su Yan out? A group of Ancestral Hall experts was enraged. They were in a battleship that was suffused with chaotic radiance. It was incomparably powerful and could easily cover a part of the starry sky. Once it crossed the starry sky, its speed wouldn't lose out to a powerful expert. Inside the battleship, the aura of the gods manifested. Inside were a dozen experts from the Ancestral Hall. Once angered, the aura of the battleship became even more terrifying. It forcefully crushed the nearby stars and annihilated this part of the starry sky. Find him for me, Zhu Fu said coldly. Send someone to the Han family and invite the Han family's grandmaster out. I don't believe that Su Yan can grow wings and fly to the ends of the earth. The gods were moved. A grandmaster from a Han clan was definitely a 7th-rank Qi practitioner. Once such a character came out, the Ancestral Hall would have to pay a heavy price to come out. What kind of existence was a grandmaster from the Qi practitioners? Even a god king would have to show some respect to them. Half-step almighties were on the same level as them. Even almighties valued the occult arts grandmasters. Such characters were extremely difficult to invite. After all, their eyesight was sometimes even more shocking than the greater ones. However, it was also difficult to invite them. But Zhu Fu believed that Su Yan, who had shaken the demon court's ancestral bloodline and grasped an unknown legacy, would definitely attract the Han family's interest in Su Yin. Su Yin, who was about to cross to the Blood Realm, had perfect control over the universal cauldron. The bronze cauldron was glowing and was one with Su Yan's mind. When he took out the universal cauldron, it instantly became 10,000 times more terrifying. The body of the cauldron glowed, causing the entire battleship to tremble. Su Yin was shocked. He opened the warship and threw out the universal cauldron. Once the cauldron was activated, the vast starry sky was scorched black. The universe's great stars trembled and were about to melt into molten iron. So strong. Su Yin laughed heartily. He fondled the universal cauldron's body lovingly. This supreme treasure was the strongest offensive treasure that Su Yin had obtained in the cultivation world. On the other hand, the Great Tao Immortal Pearl focused on suppression, while the universal cauldron focused on killing. Su Yin put away the universal cauldron and began to meditate. It had been 5 days and 5 nights since he left the demon realm. He had already crossed to the edge of the blood realm. However, in the current cultivation world, a terrifying earthquake had occurred. Originally, the demon realm grand meeting had spread throughout the entire universe. But now, a storm had arisen in the universe, alarming all the races in the universe. The various great powers that were about to reach the demon realm all turned and left. The vast cultivation world was rippling with a boundless storm. Terrifying undercurrents began to surge, causing the myriad realms to seethe. Magnificent killing intent surged, shocking all the races in the universe. It could be said that this storm had been going on for a very long time. But now, the storm was so grand that it caused all the races in the universe to suffocate. Big news. The news had spread like wildfire in the blood realm. Finally, it was confirmed. Madman Su has wreaked havoc in the demon realm. The banners of demons have left the North Demon Realm. The Demon Realm Grand Meeting has been cancelled. The storm caused by this matter was too fierce. It could be said that it shook the world. Even the peak races were shocked. Su Yin, Madman Su. What kind of joke is this? Just Su Yin alone can stir up a storm and cut off the momentum of the Demon Realm's races. Has he cultivated to the divine king's domain? Many experts and experts from all walks of life were stunned after receiving the news. Madman Su, who had risen in the divine spirit mountain range, actually had the guts to wreak havoc in the demon realm grand meeting after a short 10 years. He even took away the banners of demons. This matter was enough to make people go crazy. Is this real? Su Yin dares to wreak havoc in the demon realm's ancestral court? Did I hear wrongly? It's not just a havoc. You haven't forgotten about Zhu Hongtu's unsolved case, right? He was killed by Madman Su. The strongest young overlord of the rock race was also killed by Su Yin with a single strike. That was done by the demon court. He even touched the demon court's dragon vein, causing the demon court's essence chi to decline for 100 years. Damn, he's too heaven-defying. Although the Golden Iron Ox race was holding the fort, he still succeeded. A storm broke out in the cultivation world, causing an uproar among the myriad races. Su Yin, who was trapped in the Milky Way, miraculously appeared in the demon realm and wreaked havoc in the demon court. The demon realm grand meeting ended because of this. On this day, Su Yin could be said to be known by everyone in the world. On the same day, the demonic aura of the north of the demon realm devoured thousands of miles and charged into the universe. They frantically searched for Su Yin all over the world and even said furiously, "Su Yin, I will kill you." A supreme being had stepped forward. This was a terrifying signal. Su Yin would either be recognized by the world as an invincible celestial sovereign or a stepping stone for celestial sovereigns. Gods and demons danced in the ancestral hall as if they had returned to the chaotic era of the ancient times. Boom! A wisp of invincible might began to awaken from a deep slumber. It was a figure looking down on the starry sky, causing time and space to tremble. Moreover, the ancestral heaven imprint burned, passing down the belief of being invincible for generations. Ancestral heaven was filled with a domineering aura as he looked down on the entire ancestral court. He said coldly, "Kill my incarnation." I want to kill Su Yin.